Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Lights presented by Trust the Profits. We're going to be taking a look at Assiniboia Downs tonight. Excited to get back to the Boya. Excited to be doing this again and to spend Monday nights with everybody. I am Jessica Tugwell. You probably know that. You can read it if you don't. And yeah, we still got about 30 minutes until the race, but there is the free stable duel going on tonight, so make sure you're getting into that game if you play stable duel. And yeah, and on top of that, we did just get the Belmont Stakes field announced. That draw happened a little bit earlier, so we could probably take a look at that as we're killing time here. Let's see here. I'll pull it up even. There we go. Zoom in a bit. Thanks, Horse Racing Nation, for this. So yeah, Sierra Leone was made the morning line favorite at 9-5. Then Mindframe actually the second choice. He drew the outside. He'll be 7-2. So looks like a nice little field there for the Belmont that we've got. I'm excited about this field for sure. I think that this is a really good betting race. I think that, Sierra Leone makes sense as the favorite, but it is a race where I think you can get just about whoever you want, and I think that it's a fair price. I think that Mystic Dan at 5-1 is definitely very appealing, and I'm very, very curious about the fact that Resilience is coming back. Anybody who was watching knows that I was really high on that horse for the Kentucky Derby, and I think he ran a good race. A little interesting that after the race, Bill Mott said that maybe distance was going to be too far for him, so that maybe they'd cut him back in distance. But the fact that he called an audible and decided to send him in here makes me very excited, especially, 10-1 isn't the 30-1 or 20-1 that we got at the Derby, but I'll take it in, half the horses, half the price. Antiquarian's another one that looks really exciting. I know our very own Sean Patrick Nolan is excited and we'll be rooting for him. And, even a horse like Dornoch is kind of interesting. Just because he hasn't gotten the trip that he wants in his last two races. And I feel like we haven't seen the real Dornoch in a while. So that's a horse at 15-1 that I think you might be able to play with a little bit to try and get a price. And of course, Seize the Gray, your Preakness winner, draws the inside at 8-1. So let me know if you have any thoughts so far on the Belmont Stakes. We're still, nearly a week out. Don't know what the weather is going to look like at this point. Rodney says he only needs Resilience in Sierra Leone. And I respect that. I definitely respect that. I feel like it's the kind of race you could literally make a case for. If you want to, you can make a case for all of them. But I feel like you can make a strong case for 7 or 8 of these. So I feel like you either have to just, all right, this is my horse. This is where I'm going. I think Sierra Leone's the horse to beat. And he is, in my opinion, the most likely winner. You just say, all right, this is the horse I want, and this is where I'm going. And maybe, throw in a horse like Resilience to try and catch a price. Or you go 4, 5, 6 deep in here and hope that you can find something somewhere else in the sequence. And speaking of the sequence, let's go ahead and talk Assiniboia. We've got a 7-race card tonight. And like I said, we got stable duel going. So drop your stable duel names in the chat, everybody, so that we can all follow along for those who are playing the stable duel game. I think there are some pretty interesting horses, good value horses for stable duel right now. And Tim, thanks for
what's going
on? How are you doing?
Oh, good, doing well. I was running a little bit behind, and I was like, I gotta go. Leaving Jessica out there by herself.
Yeah, the brain fog has been a thing the last couple of weeks, so I'm glad you're here to help me out a little bit here.
No worries. Let's do this. A little Assiniboia.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so excited to get back to this this pattern of spending Monday nights hanging out with everybody and talking racing.
Absolutely. And a Belmont this weekend. Come on. Just had the post position draw.
Plenty to talk about there. Rodney making the case for Resilience with a beautiful thoroughgraph pattern. Consistently going down, paired numbers last time out. He goes forward, he'll be right there at the end. And yeah, I like Resilience a lot. I think he's a really talented horse. And I think that his Derby made me question a mile and a quarter a little bit, just because Bill Mott was questioning a mile and a quarter after the Derby. Right. But I think you can also make the case that he moved a little early, that move was a little bit premature, and he just flattened out late. And I mean, he was wide pretty much the whole way around. So I think that I like
it was his first test at the mile and a quarter. And here's the other thing, and this is an underrated perspective, is that it was the first time that you had seen the change of riders, and Johnny V had been riding, and now Junior's getting back on board for the second time, so he'll be a little more familiar with the horse. And they'll be a little more prepared. And I think that they've been pointing towards this race since the Derby. They were never considering the Preakness, so they think they've got a valid shot in here. Now, if it was a mile and a half, I think they would have passed. But the mile and a quarter is bringing in people and bringing in a different perspective. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good betting race, I feel like, as if you have an opinion, you're going to get paid for it, I guess. And I mean, 9-5 on Sierra Leone is probably about right. But also, that's the only horse that I feel like isn't necessarily value at less than 2-1, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I think the horse is definitely a favorite, but I'm not going to play at 9-5.
Exactly.
I'm gonna hope that he finishes underneath at that price, and we'll see what happens. And it at the Spa, that deep closer doesn't do as well, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Kathy asking about Tuscan Gold. I have not heard. I also have not been keeping total great tabs on things this past week.
Right.
But I haven't heard any news on where he's going since they've chosen to pass the Belmont.
No, I wouldn't be surprised to see him show up in the Haskell, but I haven't heard for sure.
See if I can find anything on Twitter just with a quick search to see what yeah, I'm not seeing anything. But yeah, so not sure where he's going to end up going. And Marco Baffert is not banned from New York. I think Imagination's actually running on the undercard. I think I saw him entered somewhere.
I mean, what a twist there, right? Everybody was talking about, Baffert being out of the Derby, and then he's going to be waiting for everyone in the wings at the Preakness and bring in everyone, and Muth and Nisos, and neither one of those run. And Imagination just didn't do anything. And now here we are at the Belmont, and he doesn't even have a horse in the race.
Right. And I mean, who would he send, really, as to why he isn't one running? Because he doesn't have one that's good enough that's also healthy.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Hey, good to see you, Paul. Thanks for jumping in.
Joining us from across the pond. Paul, did you watch that big game on Saturday and watch my boys Real Madrid? And did you see the big news today? Paul and I talk a little soccer real quick. So not only did my team, the best team in the world, win the European Cup this past Saturday, and win the Spanish League handily, today they signed arguably the best player in the world, Kylian Mbappe from France. Joining
lots to be excited about then.
Yeah, seriously. But how about some Assiniboia? Let's talk horses.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I was just starting to talk about the stable duel strategy for tonight. Are you playing anything tonight in stable duel?
I jumped in the free game just to talk about it as we were going along.
Same. That's basically what I did. And I felt like there were a lot of times at Assiniboia, you have tons of horses at like 10, 12 to 1 in the morning line where you're like, yes, I want that one. I want that one. There weren't quite as many of them tonight, I feel like. But there were a couple that were really interesting. And one of them coming up in this first race to me is Russian Pearl.
Yeah, and this one is definitely no secret. I mean, I just thought it was a poor morning line, 12 to 1. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think Matt's joining us at some point tonight. This is his Naira Betts long shot of the day, and it's not going to be a long shot. Currently, the horse is 2 to 1 favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. That horse figured would get a lot of play and is one of those kind of the Assiniboia gifts for Stable Duel because it's Stable Duel. It doesn't matter if the morning line is wrong. You can still get it. And yeah, everyone will probably have this horse, but that kind of still makes it to where you can spread things out a little bit elsewhere in the card and have a little bit of a bigger budget to take some of these other horses. Horses like for me, like Totalizer was one that was pretty, low price on the morning line that I think makes a lot of sense to use in Stable Duel. Horses like that, or Zarina in the second race, that I was thinking made a lot of sense that because you can have horses like Gresham Pearl or, just taking Happy Hour in the second since it's only going to be a 4-horse field.
Exactly.
So you can take that 20-1 morning line if the horse runs third, fourth. Okay.
Yeah. And the second and the third races are both like that. So I think a lot of people are going to take that strategy and take those lower price horses to fill out their stables. So it's really going to be interesting because when this happens on a night like this to where you get those short fields and everybody is going to be on those horses, you've got to catch the 1 or 2 races to where most people are on the favorite and the favorite doesn't win.
Yeah, exactly. You got to find a spot for separation. And that's the tough, strategy. That's what you have to actually do.
Yep, Rodney, I am looking forward to the Met Mile. Barrio drew the outside, drew the 6 posts in the 6-horse field, gets Irad up at the 6-5 favorite. I love this horse. You guys know I got my hat over here, so it's like I'm all ready for the weekend. Let's go, Barrio.
There are some stacked races in this little 4-day meet that they've got. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes. No, it's going to be a great weekend of racing. And there's a lot of talk, obviously, about the Belmont being at Saratoga, but I just think Saratoga, it's a great opportunity for them. And they've already shown that they're able to put together an incredible card. So it's going to be a great day of racing and a great weekend, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited to see Idiomatic again. I think that she's a horse who's going to be a lot of fun this year. I wouldn't be surprised to see her if she keeps dominating the way she has been. They were kind of in a discussion for Horse of the Year last year. And in a year like this with a pretty weak older male division, I think that I wouldn't be surprised to see her, take on females and then maybe they think Classic end of the year to try and get that Horse of the Year title for her.
Absolutely. I think that would be incredible. So it's definitely looking forward to seeing her. It's a horse I like as well.
Yeah,
what's
absolutely.
not to like, right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, how much time do we have? 17 minutes. I guess we can start talking about the first race here. Go back to Belmont or something else if time allows.
We got all night to talk Belmont.
Exactly. So we've already kind of touched on the fact that Russian Pearl was the horse who jumped out looking at the morning line, and 2-1 right now. What were your thoughts on this race?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Russian Pearl is the horse that you look at the fact that several of these have raced against each other before. And what doesn't make sense is, I mean, you look at a horse like the 3-horse who was the morning line at 2-1, and they both come out of that 20 May race. And the 3-horse even finished behind Russian Pearl. So if they expect the 3-horse, okay, it was a bad race. It was the first race off a layoff. I get all of that, but why the separation? I just don't understand the separation there. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Gittins always gets his horses ready fairly early. And I think even Matt said this in his long shot play. Wendy Anderson is one that I typically don't play as much early on in the meet. Her horses kind of round into form later on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Gittins, he's 4 for 16. He's hitting at 25% already. So
yeah, absolutely. 9 for 16 in the money so far for Gittins. So definitely difference. And that's the thing about a meet like Assiniboia Downs, when horses are running the way they do there. It's not like, most other tracks in the US where you're looking at like middle to bigger tracks, horses running maybe once a month. Horses, they'll run every week, every other week, and trainers aren't afraid of racing into shape here.
Absolutely, and that's what we love about Assiniboia is, you get to see the horses and you watch them race after race. You get a lot more familiar with it, so that's what makes it fun and exciting. And the familiarity factor is something for those of us who follow the game. We're crazy enough to see horses at tracks every weekend and remember the previous races, but when you don't have the time to do that, or you're not as much into it as some of us, a track like Assiniboia is great to be able to get that familiarity with the horses that continue to just run back. So it's definitely adds to the fun factor, plus the way the track is run. And I think it's just a fan-friendly track. But
Totally.
what about Antonio Whitehall? Speaking of Antonio Whitehall.
Yes, sir.
Perfect time to jump in.
Not only am I the what do you call it, fan club president, but I'm also a member. How you guys doing?
President of the Antonio Whitehall fan club.
Exactly.
Definitely excited to get back to Assiniboia.
Yes, exactly. Or as my good friend Kurt likes to say, Antonio Whitehall. Exactly. So, how you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very good. I'm excited that they're back.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing the Centennial colors tonight. In the I'm not gonna be on Thursday, so I figured, hey, I gotta represent at least one day,
Right.
From my boy.
For Antiquarian.
Yeah, he's got a chance. And he got a good post,
Absolutely.
and as I don't know if you saw it, Jess, but his dad, preservationist, was number 5 in the Woodward when he won at Saratoga. So it's maybe a little bit of an omen for him that he got the same number as dad. So
right.
Nice thing. Hey,
Can't hurt.
Can't hurt. It's a great field though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. And the interesting thing is, and I know we said we are on here to talk Assiniboia. I thought it was the most uneventful post position draw I can remember in a Triple Crown race in a long time. And I just mean that I don't think that anybody's hurt by it. There are no real bad post positions.
No,
even for the one, sees the gray being in the one hoe is not really any kind of a negative for that horse, because they're going. I mean, they're sending. So
and you got a lot of time to the turn, so it's not like you're
exactly
got the 5 feet and then you got to go right to it,
Yeah, exactly.
So hello
Cindy
to
says
everybody
she's interested in Golden Train here in this first race, shipping in from Woodbine. It's going to be first time on natural dirt for that daughter of Ride On Curlin. So definitely kind of a little bit interesting. Nothing to go on with the trainer, but 7-1. I wouldn't talk you off. Those two, the interesting thing to me about this horse, you look at those two works over the Woodbine training track.
Yeah.
And they were quite fast. So I think you might be onto something there with that one, Cindy.
Sure. Yeah, no, the Woodbine horses have had very good success coming over to Assiniboia.
Yeah, and that
I usually do like to see a workout, by them, because you're going from poly track to dirt, you know what I'm saying? But before they take to the track, but obviously very nice work. So it definitely looks like the horse is in form, which is important.
Yeah, definitely. And that synthetic to dirt angle is always really interesting, just because for some horses, on synthetic, horses don't really have slide. Right. So they'll kind of stick. And so it's a little more, that's why you hear about like soft tissue issues sometimes more on the synthetic, where they don't have like catastrophic breakdowns, but some horses will get more tightness and such. And it's because of the way that their hind legs are sliding when they push off. Instead of on dirt, they have a little more slide to them. So it's just a different feel under them. And a lot of horses, because of that, it's good at building fitness. And then they get over to the dirt and they feel like they're gliding. Right. So it's a good angle, an angle that seems to work really well, and that works well at Assiniboia.
Absolutely.
Who were you looking at here in this first race, Sean?
Well, I do. I looked at the first thing I said is, why is Russian Pearl like 12-1?
I think that's what we all said.
With the rest of us.
That guy said, okay. This horse was forced out totally. If you watch the replay, and was still coming on at the end. Yes. I mean, he couldn't be any more wide, and then still came on the rally. So I think this horse is definitely definitely in the stable duel. He's the only one I used in race 1, because I just thought the value. Obviously the 3, Sherilyn Go. The last race was bet and just didn't seem to fire at all, but did seem to have a little bit of excuses. Was really wide, you know what I'm saying, and that may have contributed to the downfall. So I would give the 3 a chance. I mean, Wendy Anderson is much better second time than first time out. She's usually not a great first time out trainer, so I don't put much stock into her horse's first time out anyways. Mm-hmm. So I was 2, 3, and 4 here in the first race.
Yeah, I liked that 4 horse quite a bit, Saber Queen, the horse that already has a win at the meet. So turning back in a little under 1 week, race last Tuesday. Yeah, but won very easily. So don't really need to worry too much. I don't think that race took a whole lot out of her. So that was definitely a horse. Now stretching out from 5 to 7, has a win at Fawner going 6.5. So wasn't too worried about the distance there. And I thought the 6 was a little bit interesting. Even Pandora.
Yeah, even Pandora. Well. Yeah.
I liked that win last July at Assiniboia at the level, at the distance by 2 lengths. I was kind of leaning on going back to that. This is first off a little bit of a layoff, so that is a little bit of a question mark. Bruce Sanderson is 0 for 11 on a 61 to 180 day layoff. So that was where this horse kind of ended up being my 3rd pick in here, where I think she's going to run a nice race. I think 6 to 1 is a decent price. But yeah, Russian Pearl at 9 to 5 is 9 to 5 is getting a little short.
Yeah, that's a little short. Yeah.
A lot short.
I didn't think it was a standout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and interesting that curtain stretch. Neither one of them have Russian Pearl in their top 3.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Exactly. One's 4, 6, 3. Yeah. Go ahead.
I thought it was a little interesting that they chose to go in this spot going 7 furlongs rather than running race 7 with a lot of the other horses coming out of that May 20th race, which was at 5 furlongs. And looking like last year at the meet, they stuck at 5.5 for a while before eventually stretching out to a mile. And then there was a 2nd place finish going 7.5 in a race for more money than this. So I'm wondering if they feel like they've figured out that she wants to go further.
Right.
Or I'm curious about the decision-making process there from them in just choosing to go into this race.
Yeah. The other thing they may have figured out too, maybe, is that she can actually come from behind, which she had done that last year in her last couple of races. Maybe now that, like in the beginning, they were, even the mile race, she was showing speed, maybe as she's gotten a little older, she's got to learn to rate, and maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that, or maybe they're hoping they'll avoid some other speed by going in a longer race, that they won't have to come back against the speed horses who they ran into last time. Horses like Kate's Princess and I've Got All Night, although Kate's Princess didn't get out of the gate last time, but she is typically a speed horse.
What is going on, everybody? How are you?
Keith.
Hey, Keith.
There you go. I snuck in here. How you doing, Nella? Looking forward to big ASD here, Monday Night Lights. So looking forward to talking some horses with everybody.
Hey, Colin. Colin's in the house.
What is going on here? I heard you guys talking about my horse, Russian Pearl. It's so funny that this was my long shot play last week, actually. And, as you alluded to, and this horse was actually moved up to 3rd place via DQ. And I've always liked this horse. At this price, I don't know if I can really play on top. And but yeah, I'll let you guys talk. I mean, it's I have a couple other horses I liked here too.
Yeah, I think we've kind of given our thoughts. I don't know where else Tim was going outside of Russian Pearl. I don't think we heard from him what else he was thinking.
I do like the three quite a bit, like Sean was saying. I mean, those were the two that I saw. I just don't like the drop from 12 to 1 to 9 to 5 on the two, as you guys were saying. And I do see the three and understand here, and think that the three will definitely improve. The three is the one that was set with a morning line of 2 to 1, and here we are sitting with a three, looking at 3 to 1 with Antonio Whitehall for Wendy Anderson. I mean, that might actually be the value at this point, looking at it.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Keith, what else were you looking at in here?
Yeah, I mean, I was like you guys, 12 to 1 morning line. I was shocked by that. And then obviously the bettors, they knew better. So, I mean, I have the two on top, but this is kind of tough to take. Now, as far as I think the three obviously is I thought the three was one of the big horses to beat. I mean, this horse seemed like needed the race last and comes out of really strong Santa Anita races. I mean, as our friend here, Sean, would say, you know, any of the horses in those fields at Santa Anita, I think would be 1 to 9 in this race here. So, you know, it's just, you know, this horse has got a lot of speed, I think. And then you expect, you know, Whitehall to get her out and get her, you know, to the front. You know, it hasn't really shown the ability to pass too many horses. That was the only concern I had with the three. But I think against this kind of group, you know, I think the speed will be okay. So I was kind of just zeroing in on 2 and 3 here. And for stable duel purposes, I'm in the free game, and I actually just used the 3. I figured everybody and their cousin was going to use the 2. So just in case, maybe if the 2 doesn't run well for some reason.
Yeah, definitely not a bad play there. And we've got
look at this
lineup. Matthew,
celebrity sighting
in the house.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I apologize for I'm in the hotel in Albany, which does not have great overhead lighting, but we're making do with what we got. And I've never passed up a chance to hang out on the Monday Night Lights live stream with you guys. So thanks for having me on. Love this track and would not miss it. Drove all the way back from Saratoga and the Belmont Stakes draw just to make it back to watch Assiniboia Downs on Monday night. So you can't
Gotta love it. Dedication there.
The original host of Assiniboia on Trusted Property.
That's it. That's going to be a trivia question like 5 years from now. That's great.
And you know, we will blame Matt here for moving the needle with his long shot play of the day here. Now the 2 to 1 favorite.
yeah. Seriously. I mean, that's a prime example of a horse where, I mean, I looked at the morning line and I was like, well, this can't be right. I mean, this horse is way too good. I mean, it clearly likes going 2 turns, got a race off the bench. It really checked a lot of boxes. I thought you might get 4 to 1, 9 to 2. And then earlier today, I looked at the early odds, and I think 3 to 2, and I was like, "Oof, okay." So much for I don't know how much was in the win pool, or if it was just the people who read my Naira Bets blog that decided to flood the win bets for this one. But yeah, I don't know. Where did you guys end up? I'm interested. Other opinions on this race. I mean, obviously that's where I like the 2, maybe not at that price, but interested where everybody else ended up.
Yeah, I
think we all kind of ended up thinking of similar things. I was 2-4-6 in here.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if the 6 is a win contender, just off the layoff, but has races, especially I'm looking back at that race last July, going 7 furlongs at the track at the level.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 to 1 is better than the 2 to 1. And then Saber Queen for me, I just like a horse in form. And that's really the whole angle is the horse is in form. The horse has a win going 6.5. So why not?
Yep. I hear you on that.
Yeah. I mean, I was 2 and 3 here, but I did give a look to Reasonably Lovely, the 5, who's actually getting bet here. Trainer is off to a hot start. Kepler. has 2 wins, a second, and a third in 7 starts. So I wanted to include this horse. This horse actually has a good trait of passing horses, which I always like. So
yeah,
thought the 5 had a look, and for hot connection. So I was like a 2-3-5. I'd probably play like an exacta and a try box. I don't know. Were we going to put in official play, or I guess we're kind of just talking about this.
I guess that's a thing we got to figure out.
Yeah, I set up a banner, Jessica. What starting bankroll are we going to use?
I don't know. It makes sense. It's pretty small. We start like 100 and just so that it's easy math.
Yeah.
Jessica, you teed me up perfectly for this, because I'll just let everybody know that if you're playing Assiniboia Downs on Naira Bets tonight and you bet $100, guess what? You get $20 back, win or lose. So if you are starting with a bankroll of $100, like everybody here, and you go through that $100 and bet it throughout the night, which is not that tough actually to kind of go through $100 on a 7-race card, especially with pick 4 that everybody loves playing. So that's our promo every Monday night of the month at Assiniboia. If you bet $100, you get 20 back. So
that's awesome.
If you're playing on Naira Bets, make sure to opt in.
Yeah,
great promo right there. Yeah,
absolutely. Thanks for
Alex in the house.
Yeah, we got Alex right at the wire. So, all right, they're heading to the gate. What's our since Matt's back? I'll throw to Matt for this first official bet.
There you go.
Oof. I like that graphic. Did Colin work? Who worked on that? That's good. I like that. It's like the NFL draft.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Zach. Yeah.
I have not really thought much about this one. Obviously, I'm going to have the 2 up top. But I would probably go, Jess, I'm going to probably kind of steal your pick a little bit. I'm going to go a 2-4-6 exacta with the 2 keyed up top, the 4-6 underneath. So that's kind of where I'm going. So we'll do a pretty simple bet there. We'll just make it maybe a $10 bet overall.
Perfect.
So $5 as a base.
Yeah, my value is all done because I used Russian Pearl in Stable Duel last week, and it was like only like 7% of stables used it. So now it's like, I bet you it's like 60% or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we can check that actually because now
that's right. It's
are all locked up. So let's see what we got here.
So that was 2 with 4-6, Matt.
Yep, 2 with 4-6. And Russian Pearl used by 54% of stables tonight.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Stable Duel. I will say in the next race, Happy Hour, who is the 20-1 long shot in a 4-horse field, is used by 57% of stables. So that one, because that's a little bit of a free square in terms of getting some points for a $250 horse. So
exactly.
But yeah, this is always exciting to see. I think the 2-turn races at Assiniboia, because it can be such a mad dash into that first turn. And I remember 2 meets ago, and I don't remember explicitly last year's meet, but I remember 2 meets ago, Horse Racing Nation did some really cool stuff and basically said if you were in the inside 3 post, that's where all the winners came from going 2 turns at Assiniboia. That it really was not about speed or pace as much as it was about post position, that if you were inside, that was the key. So I don't know if that necessarily held up to be quite as robust last year's meet, but it's something I always keep in mind as just wanting to favor those inside horses.
Yeah, I'm still Matt, you know me, you and I go way back in terms of I'm still afraid of the dreaded 1 post. There's been a lot of horses.
Remember that.
You remember me that the other night. Yeah, that number 1 hole at the one night we did it. There were legitimately 4 horses that scratched out at the gate.
Yeah, and then one went sideways into the rail. Into the water.
They hop at the start too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the one time the 1 horse broke out and actually rode the wrong direction.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
And ran the opposite way. And then like you see the finish wire, and the winners are running across, and then this random horse is just like running back the other direction.
Very scary.
And it was, fortunately everybody was okay. And then we had the one horse that hopped the rail.
That was the race I was thinking.
Great comments of all times, which was clearly he just wanted to be a turf horse.
So
that's hilarious.
So that one post, man, I don't know what it is. You're right. Like it does seem like it's haunted a little bit. Horses just kind of start getting spooked up.
2 weeks ago, every single horse that whole night, not one horse came out on top. They all were either and 4 hopped, like coming out of the gate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. They move it right along here. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. You want me to bring up the sound for Kurt?
Oh, you gotta have Kurt. Come on now.
Yeah.
Whoever's sharing, let's get.
Also, we should get a prop bet. You guys should get a prop bet going for how many paths wide the leading horse will be coming off the second turn. That will they go 8 wide, 10 wide? Where's the
not out of the question?
How wide are they gonna go? It just kills me. I've never seen it. Just allergic to the rail.
There was that one horse kind of blew the turn and still won the race. I was.
Oh yeah,
and I thought of you right away, Matt. That was so funny. It's like, please save ground.
It was because it was always my horse that was like doing well, and then it was like, I'm going to give up 10 lengths, and I'm like, please don't do that. Like, please.
I'm just going to
stay on the rail.
Uh-oh.
Look, the one doesn't even want to go in the gate.
There you go.
He's scared of the one hole, and he doesn't even want to go in.
Yeah. He knows it's cursed. First race.
He's talked to his friends. He's talked to his friends. Exactly.
He heard us talking.
All right. Well, they took the camera off of it. You probably know this horse, Sean. Yeah. Golden Train.
Next up,
I do. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Woodbine horse. And sometimes in the first time on dirt, they can, especially what I was saying, Matt, without a work, it can be a tough experience for some Woodbine horses to come onto the dirt,
Yeah, absolutely.
I did like that she at least had those 2 works over the Woodbine training track.
Yes. No doubt.
That's good.
They're fit. Yeah.
Steps up.
It looks like. All right, so it looks like the horse is loaded, and now the jock's getting on. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just 2 left to load.
Yeah, let us know who you like in the chat here too. So let's see. Yep.
Yeah, we've got. And this was
I like the other Gorno here to round out the try.
Cool.
To the outside gate.
The 7.
Oh, okay.
Matt, will
he's
be
been off to a
the
good
2
start.
here.
They're at the post.
All right, here we go. 2 got a great start.
On the inside,
great start.
Pearl flashes some early speed and will grab the early advantage by a length. Saber Queen to the outside.
Wow, 2 floated up in price.
Painted on the rail.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a pretty good betting race, actually.
Yeah.
No quite heavy favorites.
This looks like a Woodbine race.
Let's see how fast they're going here. Not too good.
Some late money on the 6.
JJ's American Diva and Reasonably Lovely, who's about 7 off of it.
Wow, the 5 took late money.
5-1, and it's Russian Pearl and Saber Queen. These 2 battling it out. Even Pandera has moved up smartly 3 wide to engage those.
Yes, here comes your 6.
Quick half mile, 48-3 on the inside. Russian Pearl 3 wide. Even Pandera. Saber Queen looking for more as they hit the head of the lane.
Look at this.
And it's Russian Pearl clinging to the lead. JJ's American Diva trying to come up the fence. Even Pandera on the far outside.
The other Gorno is going to win.
16th of a mile to go.
Yeah.
The fence is open for JJ's American Diva. On the outside, even Pandera.
Ooh, that's really close.
That was
wow.
That was very close, and that's a tough angle plus the separation.
Very close.
I don't think we said anything.
I really like that horse to close into this pace, but I didn't think that. I thought she'd have to improve quite a bit on speed figures, and really did. So,
yeah.
Yeah, kind of running back to some of those Remington Park races at the end of last year, probably. That were
that and the
races.
Sam Houston races. Yeah, you're right.
To determine the winning horse.
Yeah, and after all that, that was the favorite, the 6. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
48-2.
So let's see if we can tell from this angle.
It's
I don't know.
7-6.
Time for the
7-6-2.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the cameraman had like 20 on the 6 to win. He's just hoping that somehow that angle's wrong.
Look at this. Oh,
I will say that's that 7 is a horse that ran back at is coming back off a quick turnaround, having run opening weekend at Assiniboia. And that's been
at that! Look at the result.
6.
Wow!
No way!
See, that angle is really tricky.
John might be right about the cameraman having some money on the 6. I don't know.
Yes.
The photo.
Because he went right to him. He's like,
Still
like,
waiting for that dead heat to flash up, but no, not even flashing.
No.
Yeah. There
6-7-2.
Once again, the Fawner Park. Yeah.
Yeah, Fawner.
Right.
So, they know how to run.
All right, I'm out in stable duel.
I only did the free one tonight. I wasn't really too confident on the card, but hey, you got to pick your spots here, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I
just started with the 12-1 freebie.
I went 2-6 or 2-4 instead of 2-6 in this race in stable duel because I couldn't decide between the 4 and the 6. And eventually just
when you had it. Yeah.
I would have been all right if I'd have decided to go with the 6, but
here in race number 1. That
was the last horse I had.
I thought the Russian Pearl actually ran well after that, but yeah.
Time to get even. Out of the mare Pandora by midnight.
Yeah, it was a nice race from her. I mean, especially considering the 4 who was pressing her just quick.
Yeah.
They weren't going.
There goes my. I guess they want to try the Raider theory. You
26-4.
You went right to the lead. Not quick fractions, but the middle half they picked it up.
Yeah, they picked it up in the middle.
Yeah.
I also wonder how much of that opening quarter is because of the way Assiniboia has changed the timing, that there's not a run-up anymore.
True.
Yeah.
That's a very good
point. I think and I know Craig Milkowski of Timeform US kind of has talked about this a little bit on Twitter, but like it seems like they're maybe still working out the kinks for that opening quarter a lot of times. So it is funny. A lot of times I will look at the half time a little bit more. I think that's probably more indicative. And they were going pretty quick at that point. They were going 48 to the half. So
yeah, they were steaming. Yeah.
Right.
So we got an
it looked like they were going faster. Yep.
And a $39.30 exacta if you could have come up with 6-7 here. So definitely not bad trifecta. 6-7-2 for 20 cents. Paid $38.66. And a 105.73 20-cent super with the 5 coming in 4th. And I mean, if you liked that 7, just playing the 7 across the board would have netted you $15.80.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how we start with a horse who had a win at the track, at the distance, at the level, and a horse right in behind who was coming in, stepping up in class, but coming in off a win already at the meet less than a week ago. So,
and more importantly, came from behind too. So that was so you can close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's been a big thing. I mean, I know Assiniboia has got the reputation of being a very speed favoring track, but through the first 2 weeks, I mean, that's one thing I do for track stats on Naira Bets is like, look at how different, the winning trip analysis, and the track has been playing incredibly fair to all different types of running styles. And so you can really close on this track, even in the 5 furlong sprints, let alone, the 7 furlong races where horses can get a little bit tired, especially early in the meet. That's the other part. I mean, that was my one hesitation with Russian Pearl, is that if you looked, those 7 and 8 furlong races were later on in the meet, when she built up a little bit more conditioning. And so, you do worry second time off the bench, stretching out could be a little bit too much. And, tired late, obviously being on the lead, I still ran a good race, and a horse I'm always going to use when they go long up there. But yeah, it's interesting to see how well the track is playing in terms of how fair it is. And it's, I know much to Sean's chagrin, it's not been the Antonio Whitehall.
No.
Yeah, he's had a lot of second-itis so far.
He has a lot of second-itis. Yeah.
8 seconds. Good stable dual jockey, but only one win so far. So he's gonna break out though. Yeah.
Hey, Matt. So speaking of your NYRA track analysis and everything, what do you think about the chances of like Sierra Leone closing into this 1.25 miles, which hasn't been something that horses have done well at Saratoga?
Yeah, you're right. So to your point, over last year's Saratoga meet, looking at horses that have run 2 turns on the dirt, less than around 20% of winners came from more than 3 lengths off the pace, but even fewer, I think only about 8% came from more than 5 lengths off the pace. So you have not really seen traditionally that sort of winning move for deep closers on the dirt. You really want to sit that tracking trip. You don't necessarily want to be on the lead, but you want to really sit the trip. Honestly, a horse like Antiquarian or the Wine Steward or Mystic Dan, I mean, those are kind of the horses that sit that more traditional tracking trip, 2 lengths, 3 lengths off the pace. That's been really the winning ticket. I do think, depending on how things play out, it's interesting that you get a horse like Seize the Gray on the inside and Mind Frame on the outside, because they both want to do the same thing, which is go. And sometimes when you have horses on opposite ends of the posts, both want to go, everybody in the middle also kind of gets hurried up maybe a little bit more than they would otherwise. Yeah. And so it can lead to a hotter pace. So I think the Sierra Leone might get the pace set up to run into. And that horse is a freight train coming for home.
When he gets going.
Impressive stride. But, maybe Flavian and the new bit that they're putting, they're trying out can keep the horse straight. But that horse lugs in every time. I know Chad said tonight, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I was like, no, he does it every time.
Every time.
I don't know what race Chad was looking at, where the horse didn't lug in. But, and Jess, I know you probably talked about this a little bit, but, the horse also has a little paddle action on the front left leg. And I think that's also why the horse kind of tends to lug into the rails. So he's definitely got some obstacles, and he's going to be a short price and a really, I think, one of the stronger overall fields we've seen in the Belmont Stakes in recent years.
I definitely agree.
I agree too.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's like you read my notes, Matt, because I wrote that exact comment in my notes about when you have inside and outside speed both wanting to go, it typically leads to a really hot pace.
It does. Yeah. And it's just because everybody else has got to figure out where to go. And that 10 is going to, Mind Frame is going to try to clear a lot of horses. And so then suddenly everybody's like, well, I don't want to get shuffled back. And so it leads to this kind of chaotic run into the first turn where you can be, a horse like Mind Frame might get floated out 4 or 5 wide because of that, and not really get a particularly good trip. And horses that are more traditionally mid-pack horses may get hustled up a little bit more. And it just leads to a much more aggressive pace. And that Seize the Gray is going to have to go from that inside rail with Torres. So, that horse has versatility, but the rail position doesn't do any favors for him.
Even adding to that, Matt, right up the middle, you've got Dornoch. So
I was going to say that.
Dornoch is dead middle, who also wants to go. So I think you're gonna have like horses straight across the track.
Yep, and that horse has one way to win, and that's the only way. I mean, Mind Frame we've seen right off the pace in debut. We saw Seize the Gray win from just off the pace in the Pat Day Mile, as well as a couple of other races. But Dornoch, if he doesn't get to the lead, sayonara, it's over. Right? And so Louis Size has got to know, like, we got to go and we got to be aggressive. And he doesn't have the excuse of being in the number 1 hole like he did in the Kentucky Derby.
I don't know if he's fast enough, though, right? I don't know.
That's the big thing. He doesn't break super quickly. Really, for a horse who wants to be up front, he doesn't get out of the gate and go. He kind of gets out and makes his way up. Yeah. And he's
not a horse like there was a horse I just remembered. Classic Causeway was like this a little bit, where Classic Causeway was hellaciously fast out of the gate, like just quick. he wasn't a fast horse, but he broke so alertly every single time. I just remember that Tampa Bay Derby. I was like, holy hell, he's up 2 lengths. And like the race didn't even start. And he would get out so fast, but he was not a fast horse. And it's like Dornock's like kind of the opposite. Like he is fast when he gets up to his top speed early in a race, but like he's not quick. Like he doesn't get out of the gate quickly like a horse like Early Voting has in the past, or like a Classic Causeway, or some of these horses that may not quite be good enough, but at least put themselves in a position early in a race. I mean, maybe the 10-horse field helps, but Tim, to your point, like when you have other speed there, and then you have horses like Antiquarian and the Wine Steward who have tactical speed, good speed. Louis going to have to be on that horse aggressive from the get-go if he doesn't want to just have a Kentucky Derby Part 2, basically.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he really didn't actually run a terrible race in the Kentucky Derby, considering the trip he got. He actually ran. Yeah. I was shocked when I saw him out the gate. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. He's not going to do anything. And then I looked at the full order of finish. I was like, Dornock finished 10th. That was actually really impressive because he was further back than that, got basically shut off because Mystic Dan outbroke him.
Yeah.
And got into some trouble and still came with a little, he finished the race without like necessarily backing up. So I thought like going in that he might be a little bit interesting in here as a horse that could be underneath interesting, just because of maybe he actually gets his trip this time. And I don't think we've seen the real horse, but I feel like that was a race that kind of showed that he can overcome a little bit, but is he good enough to really overcome, doing that against this group? I don't know. I probably won't end up using him, but he is a horse that kind of has been nagging at me a little bit. Could I use him in some way?
Yeah, I mean, early on in the season, he was one of the highly regarded. I mean, way early on, he was he beat Sierra Leone, but yeah, I know it's 15-1 morning line is definitely interesting to me, though. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if the horse gets bet down maybe a little bit.
I don't think he will be.
So maybe I'll play a little.
There's a lot of because Sierra Leone's going to take money, and the Rapoli Pletcher connection of Mindframe is going to take money. People Seize the Gray's going to take money because of my racehorse. Mystic Dan's going to take money because he's the Kentucky Derby winner. And then I have a feeling horses like the Wine Steward and Antiquarian will take maybe a little bit of money from their morning lines. Antiquarian because of that Arcangelo angle of the Peter Pan winner last year. That's still fresh in people's mind. And he's a horse that, again, you get Todd Pletcher trained and Centennial Farms, owned. And so there's some kind of connection there. The Wine Steward, because he's a New York bred, I can see that the horse just taking a little bit of money, if nothing else. And also he's a horse that, it's kind of a cool horse in that I know, Jess, you and I both maybe have some reservations about him, but he's shown up and run pretty well against some pretty good horses. And I don't know if he's a horse that likes to win against this level of competition, but he can run well. So it's a deep field. And I think you can make a legitimate case for several different horses. And I think that the challenge is, Sierra Leone is certainly an intimidating presence, but it's hard for me to go with a 9-5 favorite, Tim, to your point, in a race that traditionally is not set up well for horses closing at a track that does not set up well for horses closing and has a reputation of being the graveyard of champions and kind of post-time favorites. So it's, expect the unexpected up there, but it should be a great race on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, Matt. I was kind of happy. Antiquarian drew number 5.
Yep.
Dad wore number 5 in the Woodward. Preservation.
So cool. Did he really? Did Preservation
when he won the Woodward?
I love it.
So we're kind of happy that he got number 5. It might be a lucky charm for like son, like dad, like son.
For his dad, yeah.
Well, and I heard Centennial Don Little Jr. spoke at the draw, and said that this is the 5th Belmont Stakes runner for Centennial Farms.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
So again, another kind of if you're into numerology, another kind of connection to number 5. So that was kind of fun to hear him say that. But it should be a great race. And I'll be honest, as good as that race is, and I'll talk ad nauseum throughout the week about that one. I'll be honest. The race I'm probably most excited about the whole weekend is the Woody Stevens. That is a stacked field, and I can't wait to that. I have not gotten to handicapping that one yet, but just based on the draw, I was stoked to see that one. And that and the Acorn are both just tremendous races. So I'm looking forward to both of those.
Wonderful cards. Yep.
Guess which one was my favorite?
White Barrio. Yeah.
I got a feeling that you probably like that outside post a little bit too.
I love it. I told Jessica when I came on and we were talking about it, I love the outside draw.
Yeah, no, I do too. I don't like being inside there. So I think he drew beautifully in that race. But we got a stakes race. There's only 4 horses.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna try to beat the
horses.
Big scratch. Yeah, big scratch.
I thought the 2 was interesting in here.
Okay.
That was the horse I was going to go to. 1 for 1 at the track. Beat the 4 last time out, and just was the one that I felt like made the most sense. Hot jockey. Trainers got 2 starters. They finished first and second. That's the direction I'd be going in here. How about you, Tim?
I love the 2, and you know I'm totally fading this 4, especially at 3 to 5 in a 4-horse race. I just speed has not been holding well, and this is definitely your speed. But I really like the 2 in here a lot. Ronald Ali in his limited race. I mean, he's 5 for 15. I mean, come on, he's winning a third of the races that he's in so far. So I absolutely love the 2, and I think. In stable duel, everybody and their brother took happy hour. 57% of stables have the 1 horse. That's your $250 value in a 4-horse race. So chalk up to 20 points at least.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Sean?
Cool. Exactly. It's funny how, and I think you guys would all agree with me, Matt, Tim, Keith, Jessica, when it's amazing how you bet and how you play stable duel can be totally 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone picked the 1 because
100%.
it's kind of like the free square, if you will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the 2 I really liked, but I couldn't play him in stable duel because he was 5 to 2. If that makes any sense versus like the other ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people that can come in third all the time in a 4-horse field. So I'm one of those people that exactly like I like the 2. Like from a betting standpoint, I like the 3 at the upset. I wasn't thrilled with the 4, like 4 to 5. I think obviously he's got a big chance, but I didn't like him at 4 to 5. So I was 3, 2, 4, 1, and if the 4 beats me at 4 to 5, so be it. But I just didn't,
Yeah.
And Keith?
One looks a little rambunctious out there.
I was wondering if that was by design or if the horse ran off a little bit there.
Yeah.
He knows he's got to go into the 1 post, That's
exactly.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Crazy. So yeah, I'm actually I like the 3 on top. I know the 2 is gonna be tough, but I like the 3. I mean, this is actually the horse that is coming off the bench from last meet, and you got a hot jockey, Badgery is actually, let's see, he's got 6 wins already, 3 seconds and 2 thirds out of 18 starts. So very solid. And I just think that I know it's a 4-horse field, but I think that this horse can kind of sit in the middle, not right on top of the speed. And then I like how the connections, I know it's also a 4-horse field stakes race coming back off of the layoff, kind of gave me a little confidence there. So I like the 3 actually at 7 to 2. I'll take that in a 4-horse field. So I used the 3 actually also in stable duel.
I mean, she is a stakes winner at the track and distance already for a Assiniboia stakes. And trainers 26% off of this 180-day plus layoff.
Yeah, someone made a great point earlier that Bree Mott must be an absolute protest without Chavian Chow being here at her safety blanket, not being here.
Yeah, I saw him all in the PPs. Is he riding anywhere right now, or kind of just taking a break?
I'm not
sure. All right.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. It's interesting because I looked up. I think maybe Sean, did I write you about this? I looked up Carreno.
Yeah, he's
riding at some track down in New Mexico that I've never. And so this is it's funny for those, we've been doing this a couple of years now in terms of following Assiniboia. it's really a different jockey colony than it was even just last year. I mean,
totally.
it really's changed because Carreno was like always Jared Brown's #1 jockey, and now he's not around anymore. And you know, it seems like Mario Bino's kind of come in as becoming a little bit more of a pronounced figure. But then you've seen Ollie and Badgery and some of these other jockeys, I think, you know, really run well. You have a jockey like Dawkins, who's come up from Jamaica, who's a pretty
he's a real
thought of jock as well. So it's interesting. In a very short period of time, that jockey's room really looked quite different. And suddenly somebody like Antonio Whitehall is kind of the veteran of the group, honestly. And so it's been interesting to see how that's all been shaken up, and then also to see who, you know, what barns are aligning with different riders and kind of who's the #1, who's the #2 choice for some of these. You know, Tim, to your point, you know, the other Gorno, you know, who do you see kind of where Jerry Gorno is going with like his top jockey and his second jockey to kind of figure out, okay, this is the horse maybe he likes the most, or this is the horse that maybe the most live, etc. So, you know, some of those trainers like Wendy Anderson and Gorno who have multiple entries in different races, sometimes that's something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So how are we going to bet this race?
Go ahead, Jess.
So how are we going to bet this race, guys?
I'm out. I'm 0 for 1. You guys need to take over.
All right, Jessica, you've got about 5 seconds to make up your mind and then pick.
I'm curious. All right, so I like the 2. So I think, and I mean, in a short field, there's just no real way to make value with this horse, is the problem that I'm running into. Keith's got me kind of curious about the 3, pointing out some of the angles there on her. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we just do like a $5 2-3 exacta box.
Cool.
Just it's so hard to try and make money to bet anything in a 4-horse race.
I like
you can't really box horses in a 4-horse field.
I'm like, do we just go straight 2-3 for 10 maybe? I don't know. Gambling is not my strong suit.
Yeah.
LG Funk in the chat says 2 all exacta. Right.
I mean, fair.
I'm trying to get the price underneath.
I don't want the 4 because I don't think that's going to pay anything. The 1 ran off. So yeah, let's just go a 2-3 straight exacta for, let's say $10. Just since, I mean, we have 100 to play with.
Let's do it.
Yeah. There you have it. The official Trust the Profits bets at $10 exacta 2-3.
Yep. By the way, speaking as Matt said, the people at Woodbine are loving Abley right now since he's moved on from Assiniboia to Woodbine. He's doing fabulous up there.
That's awesome.
That's great to hear.
They're really loving his style of riding. He's gotten numerous wins, and he's really doing good.
Bringing some prices home too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
All right, but we're almost loaded here.
Let's get
let me get the sound here.
Yeah.
Let me get the sound for Kurt. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think it should be.
All right, they're off.
Oh, wait, let me get the sound. There he is.
Inside happy hour.
A lot of crowding for a 4-horse field.
Right.
As the stablemate, She's My Niece settles in second. Zarina back in third.
So we got warm up
one home for all the stable dual players.
Early Commando's Last Dance is the early trailer.
Go wire to wire.
Off the early lead. Happy hour, loving it on the front end.
Here we go.
Opening quarter of 23-2.
3's moving into it nice.
She's My Niece. Now
we got an inquiry already.
Yeah, on the start.
That's going to start, yeah.
Save the ground.
Is a horse going to save ground at Assiniboia?
She's My Niece, 2
Oh,
wide.
man.
With a bunch of run 3 wide at Commando's
Get that 2
Last
going.
There we go.
Looking for
Get
some
that 2
late
going.
run. Zarina on the outside.
How about this 4?
She's My Niece. These 2 coming.
Gutting it out.
I think 4 got it.
Wow.
4 held 1.
That was a lot of heart by that 4. Wow.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
Commando's Last Dance. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold on.
All right, so
There's a
see what happened at the start, I guess.
into the running.
3 finished fourth, so we're not going to cash our ticket anyway.
Yeah, no matter what.
I was thinking of that. Yeah, I just kind of checked out of it and ran in spots, but then
yeah, there was a moment where she looked like she was making a nice little move and just kind of flattened out and didn't go on with it.
Yeah.
46-2. Time for the 5 furlongs.
One actually ran pretty good.
Yeah,
he ran pretty. Yeah, he did. I thought he was going to stop, and he kept going.
Yeah,
he saved a little bit of ground, and I know that's a shocking development. But it turns out that when you don't run an extra 500 feet, you can finish in the money. You can.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Jesus! I really feel like I need to go up. I need to go up to Manitoba and just be like, give a PowerPoint presentation. Be like, I would like to explain to all of you how physics and geometry work, and like how you can improve your win chances by staying on the rail.
Right.
Could you check? We need to check with Assiniboia and make sure that they have a whiteboard in the jocks room.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'll bring in Calvin Burrell as a guest speaker and just it'll just really give me some credibility.
Brian Hernandez, let's get this going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
No, that was a good finish. I mean, that's 2 straight races now with really thrilling endings and finishes.
Yeah.
So, 4-horse race.
Last time you saw an inquiry in a 4-horse field. I can't remember that. That's crazy.
Sometimes it is those short fields where the most ridiculous traffic happens.
God.
I didn't know that Rosario was riding in this race. Yeah.
I'm going to say the one because the last time I called it was the opposite, and I need that 3 or the 2. I'm sorry, I need the 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tim. I remember that DQ. That hurt. Yep.
I'm curious to see the start again.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised they haven't showed the head on or something.
Did the 3 not come out straight? Is that or the?
Yeah, there was a lot of crowding in the beginning. It just seemed like all the horses were kind of bouncing off of each other. But I don't know. I would love to see the replay.
Yeah, definitely. From the pan, it just kind of looked like everybody wanted to be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
This photo's still up.
Yeah, Jimmy. Listen, Jimmy's got some Dornick believers on here. So
we've kind of been discussing that might be the case. It's hard to be confident about it.
Yeah,
but I have zero confidence that that's the case. But also, we haven't seen the real horse in a while, and I feel like the Derby indicated that he is still a good horse. You know what I mean? He's still a horse that you have to kind of take seriously because he ran an okay race despite getting a trip that was atrocious for him.
And I really do believe, I think Matt would agree with me on this. There are some horses that just flat out like New York, like versus other tracks they don't like, but when they get back home, they're comfortable and they're back in their surroundings and they run better.
I love that the Wine Steward was one of those.
Yeah, and I would say, Sean, you probably know this too. And I would say Churchill and Saratoga are 2 tracks where you'd find horses, like I always think of a horse like Obligatory or Maxfield, who just you put them at Churchill Downs and they were almost unbeatable. And they were just completely different animals. And you even just move them, 60 miles away to Keeneland and they run completely different.
Right.
And
so they brought Maxfield to Santa Anita and it didn't work out, right? Yep.
Right. And so the same thing's true. I really do put a lot of credit in how have they run at Saratoga, if they have previous history at Saratoga, even as a 2-year-old, because we saw a lot of these horses run as 2-year-olds up there. Dornick and Caesar the Grey being 2 of them running against each other actually in the maiden race. Right. So, that's something I put a lot of credence in. I also put a lot of credence in that Saratoga turf course, just because that inner turf is such a kind of the tight turns there lead to a slightly different dynamic than when we were running at Belmont. You get those big swooping turns. So it's, I agree with you. I mean, there's definitely, maybe horse for course is overused sometimes, but there's definitely horses that perk up on familiar ground.
Good point.
Totally agree. And being a Kentucky-based handicapper, I can tell you there are no 2 more different tracks than Keeneland and Churchill.
Yeah, don't you know it? It's crazy. By the way, I just wanted to say, while we're
Here we
here's
go.
the head on. Okay, so there's
If anything, it's the 2's fault. Oh no.
yeah. 2 kind
Or
of
actually, it might be
Oh,
the 3.
that
The
2
3
came
kinda,
in on the 3.
yeah.
Oh.
or did yeah, I want to see that like 3 more times.
Yeah, I want to see a different.
My
maybe
first
slower.
thought was,
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stewarts have removed the inquiry sign
right,
off
all
the
right.
board.
So they've removed the inquiry?
There will be
Is
no
that what I
change
just
with
heard?
the Stewarts
No
There will be
inquiry.
no
There
changes.
was no change. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes
So the
after the
photo?
race, they actually give the explanation why. I think at ASD they do it. At at Indiana they do it. They actually bring it into like an
Results of the
office,
photo show
and they
number
say why.
2.
Number
2.
2.
Oh, there it is. 2.
Wow.
Dead heat.
Yes.
No, the dead
We
heat.
have a
Dead
Okay.
heat.
I just
Dead
played a
heat.
1 bet on the 2.
in the slinky lady.
you
between
go.
number
That's
2,
why the
Wow.
photo
Serena,
took so long too.
and
yeah, I was
number
starting to
4,
wonder
She's
if
My Niece.
that might be what
Once
we
again,
have
a
here.
Dead heat.
Which is
Dead
unfortunate
heat
because then if the
win.
3 had beaten the 1, we
In
would
the
have gotten
slinky lady between
we
number
would have
2,
hit.
Serena, and number 4, She's My
That's
Niece.
right. Yeah.
Third goes to number 1,
Yeah.
we
Happy
would not have
Hour,
made
and
any
fourth,
money with the 2
number 3,
favorites
Commandos
over
Last
the
Dance.
horse.
No.
But
No.
Dead heat for the win.
Yeah.
By the way, I just saw David Aragona just posted this because we were talking about the Belmont Stakes. I just wanted to share. Timeform US officially rated the pace as fast at the half-mile mark, and they have Seize the Gray just slightly ahead of Dornick and Mindframe in their pace projector, which is I use their early pace projector a lot because I think they tend to be pretty right on for how races are going to play out. But it is officially labeled as a fast pace, which is not something you always see at the Belmont Stakes. So
No.
different dynamic for sure.
Definitely take note. Yeah.
yeah,
And you
that
know,
sounds
the
about right to me.
one thing that I wonder about Mindframe, even though he likes to show the speed, is that with IRAD up, I just don't like the guy if he's on a front running horse. I think he rides much better rating or coming from behind, and I think he might try to do that here.
I expect that.
Yeah.
I think that he's been in front because he's just been so much better than the competition so far. I think that's why, you know, he went gate to wire last time out. It wasn't that this is a front runner, this horse needs the lead. It was that this horse is just so much better than anything he's faced so far. He's always going to be just naturally faster, so he's going to be closer. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him rate.
Yeah, and it's funny, Tim. You're not the first person to bring up that. I know Barry Spears does not trust Irad on the lead at all. That he just thinks he does not have a good internal clock, and that he kind of loses track of where the pace is and the times. And so I agree. I mean, I think he's better coming off the pace. And he's even better when he can just bulldoze his way to the front. And so, you know, when he just says, the hell with this, I'm going.
Make a hole coming through.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, exactly. Which you know, it is frustrating sometimes, but it's also, I mean, he rides aggressive. He rides like they used to 30, 40 years ago. And they just they don't ride like that anymore. And it makes it just stand out a lot. So, you know, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But dead heat win. Well, there you go. That's something you don't see.
Yeah. How does that play in
the board? There you go.
stable,
Oh, yeah.
stable duel? Is that yeah, they split the points in stable duel? I think so, right? Yeah.
No, they both get 60.
Thanks, Scott.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm not upset about missing out on that 20 cents. I think we were better to have taken the shot with the 2-3 straight and see if it worked. It did not.
All
All right, so the bankrolls updated.
Yeah.
Still have $80. We're in good shape.
And another 4-horse race to try and make some money in. Maybe we check out like the pick 5 or something.
Yeah, you guys got to do that. I am going to bid you all adieu because I have to get to handicapping, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I hate leaving all of you, but I have to get back to my job and I'm handicapping Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Belmont. But wanted to come on, chat with you guys a little bit. Appreciate you having me on. And wish good luck the rest of the way. And don't beat yourself up over losing 10 cents in the exacta. So we'll hopefully have some bigger hits later in the card. But
absolutely.
Good luck, and
you
I'll see you guys later. If I don't have a chance to talk to you, hope everybody has a very profitable Belmont Stakes Day.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see you on Thursday,
Enjoy it, Matt.
All right, always appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
Cool.
All right, and then there were 4.
And so, there's 4 more horses. So 4 horses in the next race.
Exactly. Exactly. Works out.
We're gonna put $2 to win on all 4, and just hope that we can say, "Hey, we won." See, exactly.
Hey, we picked a winner.
Yeah, later in the card they got some bigger fields at least, but little chalky early on, and then the dead heat doesn't help either with the Wilkins and everything.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that maybe to try and make money in this next race, we try and put together some horizontals instead.
Yeah.
We were pressed for time with that last one, so it seemed like we just had to throw something together vertically to pick something. But what do we think of this next race and these 4 horses who remain? Because it's a really competitive 4-horse field.
It is, yeah, very, very competitive.
Where were you leaning, Sean?
You know it's funny. I made a note, which is interesting because I remember how dominant this 4 was. I mean, the 5 was 4 for 4. Bell's back. Glitton, Reload's up there. Or for a lot of people in America, they may not be familiar with Reload. He's one of the biggest sires in Canada.
Put this up.
He's like the American Pharaoh of Woodbine racing, of Canadian racing up there. Reload has a lot of winners up there. So, but when I look at this horse, and it's just interesting, the workouts aren't like off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Like for a horse coming back, obviously it's one of those maiden, so obviously it can come off a layoff. But I didn't think he was a cinch. I really liked Lieutenant Norm's last race. I thought that was a really sharp. I know he's going up into the waters, but I really like that horse's last race, and I think this horse is interesting. If the 4 does need a little bit of seasoning, I think the 2. I do think it's 4-2, and then the other people just kind of behind them. But that was my way I looked at it.
Yeah, I also liked that 2 on top, and was a little bit suspicious of the 5. Just the speed figures didn't really stack up with some of the others. And of course, now this is a horse making his first start as a 3-year-old. So you expect that there will be improvement.
Sure.
But let's see, what are the odds right now? You
want me to bring it up? I can bring it up.
Yeah, we're looking at
even money favorite.
3-2 and even money.
Yeah, so I think
at 9-2.
Right. I will take that horse all day at 9-2.
Yeah.
And the 4 also made some sense. I mean, you can make a case that the 1 first time gelding getting onto the dirt for the first time, Wendy Anderson is 1 for 5 off the claim.
Yeah.
They clearly claimed this horse to bring up here. So it was a tough race for me, but I am leaning toward the 2 as my top pick. How about you, Keith?
Yeah, another short field. I'm on the 5. I just think that, the stakes races kind of stand out against this group. That Graduation last year, the stakes win was at 5 furlongs, just like this race. And, I just see the trainer, Gittins. Devon Gittins. He's already had 4 winners this meet. So he's off to a hot start. And Bell he's ridden 4 horses actually. So the jockey's already had a win and looks like win and a third in 4 starts. So jockey's only had 4 starts, but a nice start for Bell as well.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to sound crazy in a 4-horse field. I actually gave at least an underneath look for the Golden Gate Shipper, the 1 Thirsty Baby. And I know I'm looking at a 1 horse at ASD, and you're probably thinking, what am I thinking? But as far as this horse, I like how this horse has had 4 workouts over the Assiniboia Downs track since arriving. So I like that a lot. And seems, as far as, inside of horses, I actually looked at this horse's PPs, the 1, and his past horses from inside. So the inside draw, I know it's a 4-horse field, doesn't really bother me. And I just thought maybe the one could be like, I would play like maybe like a 5-1 exacta. I like the 2's improving speed figures. I just think maybe a cut below, and I was going to try to totally fade the 4. So I was a 5-1 here, actually.
Tim?
Yes.
What do you got?
Do I have to?
I'm kidding. I see the 5 here, but with the layoff, I like the 4 a lot here. Gorno has already shown that he's doing pretty well. He's got another horse here that's coming in from Fawner, that came in from Fawner, did well in an Assiniboia race. This looks just like what we saw back in the first race with Saber Queen. So he's done something similar to that here in this race. I love the 4 on top, and I think underneath it's a toss up between the 2 and the 5. But the thing about it, that the 5 is definitely taking all the money. But if you get beyond the 5 horse here, you were talking, Jessica, about playing some horizontals or something. I don't think we need to, because if you put the 4 on top, or the 2, which some of you like, either one of those, when you're looking at exactas, they're paying okay. And in the case of the 4 on top, and which is what I like, I'm looking at the 2 paying $20 for $2, and the 5 paying $12 for 2. And that's not huge, but without the 5 on top, the lowest one is the 5-4 paying $6 right now. And I'm not interested in that at all, but I do like the 4 on top. And I think it might even be 4-2, because the speed hasn't been holding up well. And I do think that despite everything that we see with the 5, this horse still might be just a little bit below some of the others here in some of the races that he's put together. So I'm honestly 4-2 in here.
Yeah, I agree with Jessica totally. The 2's got a 63. The highest the 5's got is a 55. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so it's an interesting angle there,
Yeah. And the 4 in the last race put up a 65. And was closing up well in that race, in a claiming race. And the 2 put up that race, which should be able to move forward. That was breaking a maiden. But you got to remember, this is the first time against winners here. And that's always a big step up against some of these horses that have been running pretty well. So I like this 4 a lot. And Gorno is hot. I mean, he's to me, he's the hot trainer right now. And even over Gittins, I'll take Gorno over Gittins right now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised taking a look at these exacta probables. If we can just say, hey, I don't think the 5 is gonna fire first out. If you think that, then the exactas are not bad for sure in here. And I mean, to me, the 5 kind of is a better version of the 3 from the last race, but in both cases, it was the horse with 2-year-old form over the track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Given, of course, that the 5's speed figures are a lot closer to the rest of the field than the 3's were in the last race. But still, speed figures a cut below, at least looking at the buyers. And a horse that is going up against horses who are in better form, or at least have current form. So I think, and I mean, Gittins is 12% from 32 starters off of the layoff. So that's solid. He can obviously get them to run. And like Sean said, the horse did win first time out. Yeah. And has been pretty dominant in all of his starts.
Sure. Yeah. No doubt.
Can we, I guess the question is, can we get past, can we get the 5 out of the exacta? Because
that's right. Marv Beatty is with the pick 4 is singling the 4, not even going after the 5, which I think is interesting.
I like that.
John Paley in the house. Joe Palminteri says Wendy A is 1 for 21. Pass on top for me.
Fair with the 1 there.
Yeah. I will say this about Wendy too, in all honesty. I know Antonio rides a lot for her. He usually picks it up in like the second, third week of the meet. You know, when his a lot of his connections don't fire out first. You know what I'm saying? But the second, third times out, they come back live. You know, Antonio's usually my second, third week, like, you know, ammunition.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm back now. So yes, yeah.
So in the chat, how's everyone? It looks like they got the last race updated. How's everyone doing in the stable duel contest? Make sure you put your stable name in the comments there so we can follow along and see how everybody's doing. I am still in double digits. I am 99th.
Okay.
Out of the 127 in the free game, but I've got a lot more horses than a lot of these people left.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm terrible.
sitting nice and chilly in 47th. So
well, good for you.
I am
Sean is in 33rd.
Yep.
Let's just say I got 8 people beat in the free game, it looks like right now.
Hey.
So I'm hoping for a fast pace to close into. Yeah.
You were the Sierra Leone of the Isaac. You were hoping
then maybe I'm in good shape.
He's a deep closer.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, my works are really slow, but they're very discreet. But the owners know I'm gonna fire a big one.
Right. Yeah, I need this 2 to win, I think, to give me any chance in a stable duel.
Yep. I didn't even use the race. I didn't like the race.
Totally
like
fair.
In terms of like a stable duel, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Yeah, I wrote with the 2 improving speed figures, and you know, sometimes you see these Turf Paradise horses do well at ASD. So I just thought in a 4-horse field, 4-1. I mean, it's definitely intriguing price in a 4-horse field.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, one of my favorite angles at this track that's just tends to work well for me has just been the horses who are in form at the meet.
Oh, and turned out.
So that's really the key here. That's what I liked about the 2 in the last race. Was this is a horse who's already won at the meet. Why not come back? That was, of course, as we've talked about, the maiden breaking score, and then they're going straight here. But it's not really a big step up in class purse money wise. You're going from a $19,000 maiden special weight to a $24,000 little overnight stakes. So they're paying $200 to race here, as opposed to, and I'm not familiar enough with the condition book to know what their other options were with this horse. But this seems like the kind of track that actually I'm going to need to familiarize myself with the condition book a little bit, because it seems like the kind of track where that's going to be a key handicapping angle in a lot of things. Like, oh, why is this horse in this race? Is it because, are they choosing this race because they're really confident in the horse and they don't have a better option? Or, if they have another race coming up in the next few days that they could have entered this horse in and they chose this spot, then I think that's a really good sign of confidence, compared to if, oh, well, they're running here because, they have to pay $200 that they wouldn't have to pay normally, but they don't really have another spot for another week or two. Stuff like that could be really, I think could be interesting to follow at this meet. So I will, I'll do a little bit of research before next week.
Yeah. By the way, our boy Rodney here is tied for second.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Yeah. So you
very
go,
good
Rodney.
start.
Off to a very strong start. Yeah. I think
Did
he
you
used
guys,
all in the last race.
Yeah. Did you guys get in that $5 one at all? I actually just played
did.
the free one. Oh, you did? Oh, good luck.
Yeah. I'm 5th right now.
Oh,
nice.
Nice, Sean.
All right. Who's taking this race?
You are.
You are.
I am.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who pointed out that the exacto payoffs were all right.
There you go.
Thanks for volunteering.
Tim, at least there's no Irad or Kazushi in this race for you. That's good.
No problems. We got it.
Or Tyler. There's no Tyler in here.
Got a couple of minutes here. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. I'm kind of eyeing up those.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. 194 people so far.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you all. make sure you like the video on stream, and make sure that you're subscribed so that you can make sure that you we're going to be here through the end of the meet, I do believe. So
yeah. Cindy plays horses. How are you, my friend? Doing a pick 5.
Oh, good luck, Cindy.
You, my
nice.
friend. Great to see you.
Cindy singling the 5 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Appa, yes, Jessica, great Belmont video.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a little bit different. I didn't go as deep on the pedigrees, and I appreciate your comment. I saw that in Appa about liking that type of stuff, so I probably will bring that back in the future. I was just trying something a little different, seeing things, I kind of off the cuffed it a little more these last 2 videos, and seeing how that goes. I'm very uncomfortable doing that. So I've been making myself, trust that I know what I'm talking about, rather than having every talking point in perfect order.
I'm going to try that. Actually, you were talking about that, Jessica, and that's fun, to kind of talk naturally and, kind of just, on your mind and your opinions with the horses. So
yeah,
I'm going to give that a try.
That's
the only way I do it.
It's a lot more raw, but also a lot scarier. Than I usually have. Like, it's not exactly scripted, but it's heavily outlined of, these are my talking points on this horse. I'm going to hit them in this order, and then I'm going to segue into this. And at this point, I'm going to show a video or whatnot, rather than I did a PowerPoint presentation instead, where I'm like, all right, these are my talking points, and then I can expand on them just because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're headed to the gate here.
Razor.
All right, looks like I got stuck with the 3rd race. The 4 horses in the field. 3 to 5 favorite is the 5 horse, and we're going to fade that one to hopefully come in underneath. And we're going to play a $5 exacta, 4 with the 2-5.
Like it.
All right, there it is.
4 with the 2-5.
Razor Sharp is in the house.
There he is, Razor. What's up,
Razor?
Thanks for joining us. I think it's really interesting that they just changed it. It just went back. But the 2-4 and the 2-5 exactas are paying all right. $12 and $11 with the 2 on top.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't drop late. Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. My 4-to-1 win price has already gotten decimated.
You see that sometimes on the smaller tracks, unfortunately, like the probables, the odds. Like I was playing, which track was it? I think it was Mountaineer. Yeah. All of a sudden, like I loved the horse, and then all of a sudden it was like 7-2 and finished second. But it just was like, wow, somebody just some money late on these small tracks can really move it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a $12,000 in the win pool right now. The 2 is actually slightly second choice over the 4, but the show pools are very interesting, actually. The fact that they are offering show betting in this race is bizarre.
Field, that's amazing. I thought the same thing. What?
I'm about to change I had $2 left in my ADW, so I just threw it to win on the 2, but I'm about to throw it to show on the 2.
I love it. There you go.
Because
I'm surprised there's not more money in the show pool. Wow.
Silly. And there's only like $7,300. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what?
And they pay 10 cents, but still, yeah.
If the 5 for some reason finishes 4th, the show bets are going to be wild on everyone. Because the 5 has, I can't quick math, 5/7.
Yeah. That's shocking. They offer that. Wow.
Of the pool. Yeah. Wow.
It's like, you know what, guys, we're loading up.
The horse is going to finish 4th now, but
let's see what this 1 can do too for underneath. Well, I'm rooting for our play with Tim.
On the undefeated. Can you hear me running?
Trying to turn my $2 into $2.20.
Thursday fractious in the starting gate.
The 1's fractious.
The 1.
The 1.
And the off.
All right.
The 1's. Yeah.
From the far outside, can you hear me running? Wants a piece of the early front end and is going to get it by 3/4 of a length.
9-5.
Magnolia's Speed is going to hug the rail in second. Another 2 lengths.
Good
back.
price on
That's
that horse, 9 to
Lieutenant
5.
Norm, and Thirsty Baby can see
2
them
took the
all.
late money.
Only 5 off
Yeah.
the lead.
Hmm.
Can you hear me running with a solid lead by a length in an opening quarter of 23-2?
Went pretty
Now
quick.
making a move, Magnolia Speed all out in
Right.
second, Lieutenant Norm in third, and Thirsty Baby coming up the rail. They hit the head of the lane, and it's Can You Hear Me Running? The win streak on
Oh, we
the
might-
Get that 4 up.
Here we go.
Too wide.
Get that 4 up.
I think we got it.
Get that 4 up.
Bring the 2 up. That's too much ass.
That's
There
all.
you go. Nice cash right there.
Good job, Tim.
Take
There
it.
you go. Nice call.
Thirsty Baby.
That's how you do it. So let's see how much that is paying here.
Probable
Yeah,
says $5.
Hey, in a 4-horse field, that's not bad.
We'll make something.
Good job.
5 to 1. I mean, hey, that's pretty good.
That's
Exactly.
great.
Yeah, it looks like according to what I'm showing, it's 11:30 for 2. So
Nice. There you go. Beautiful, Tim.
How much did we have it for?
Nice.
$5.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Now we're rolling in
Hey,
it.
First
We
of the
just
night.
made up all our losses for the first 2 races,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Number 5, Can You Hear Me Running?
Here we go.
Third to number 2, Lieutenant Norm, and fourth to number 1, Thirsty Baby. They went the opening quarter 23-2, the half 46 seconds. Time for the 5.
How about the 2 going 9 to 5? I didn't see that.
Right. No, that
No.
was what I noticed. I was like, ooh,
That's at small tracks. The betting can just change like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad I swapped my bet at the last minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like 4 to 1. I was like, sure. I only have $2 in the bank.
Six in the stable duel, 16% of the 4 and 54% of the 5. That was a pretty bad beat for some people in there in the stable duel.
Yeah.
But 40 points
Five
is still
finished off the
good.
board. Or at least for the 2 to finish ahead of the 5 would have been really nice for my stable duel.
Razor says that means shot time.
All right. Cheers.
Cash it.
Yeah.
That Monday night shot.
Nice. And I see Razor, your Silks horse is worked out 4 times. So
4
good luck.
times
That's
now,
exciting.
huh?
What's her name? I'm always curious to look up people's game of silk horses just for fun. Honestly, give me any horse.
Special
I'd be happy
fast.
to check them out just for fun.
Yes.
Do a deep dive on their pedigree for like at least a half hour, right?
Right, yeah. Just because I do it for work all the time doesn't mean I still don't want to do it. Ginger
Yeah.
and
Now
spicy.
entering the winners enclosure, the official winner of the Bobby Q.
That sounds like a Spice
That's
town.
number 4.
Magnolia Speed.
Right, Tim, nice call on this, yeah.
Great
So that was
job, Tim.
$28.25 for a $10 wager. So
Nice. There you go, Tim.
There you go.
Bringing us right back.
we added $18.25 to the bankroll.
All right. Almost back to even.
Exactly.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So there you have the updated bankroll. We're sitting at $98.25. We lost $1.75 after 3 races. So let's get right back at it.
Now let's turn him off. No, we got ears. Yeah. Yeah, look at that.
Hey.
565 for that exact. I mean,
I think that's nice.
Great. 9 to 2 in a 4-horse field is darn good.
Yeah, all the show payouts were 210 anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's I was. You know what? I'll take my 10 cents and
Yeah,
Amen.
throw $100 down, right, and get $10.
I mean, we got 20-cent tries at this track, so maybe I can make that $2 into something by the end of the night.
Absolutely. You can double it. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, and Razor, it looks like your horse is a half 2A graded stakes winner, Kratos,
Ooh.
and a half to an earner of $439,000. That's in Japan. That's why that horse has earned so much money. But still a 3-time winner.
Oh yeah, still impressive.
4 of the mare's 5 foals are winners, so you should be all right.
Ah,
Very good.
there you go.
Must be exciting. I think it's his first horse too, so that's cool just to follow the journey and hopefully get into a race soon.
Absolutely. Speaking of following the journey and being excited about young horses, just a little personal plug. Little Bluebird Stables has some very exciting 2-year-olds this year.
Yeah,
we have a preservationist colt that's starting to look pretty good called Bring the Smoke, and we also have a Vino Rosso New York bred filly called Full Pour, and the most exciting one, I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but I have and I will, is Harusaki, who is a first samurai colt from the female family of Blame, immediate family of Blame. That horse is a good-looking horse, and he is very excited. He's up in Saratoga now, and we're really excited about him. So, and our broodmare is pregnant, so that's also super exciting. Often Tipsy is officially pregnant with a Motown baby, so shares are available in all of those. If anyone wants to get involved in ownership, let me know. Reach out.
Interesting.
LBB has a lot of fun up at Saratoga every year. We have our partners bash, and it's a good time.
Oh yeah, I saw you there. I think they were having that bash outside, right, Jessica? Yeah,
yep,
that was
that's
good.
That's what brought
the
me up
skies
there.
opened up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
you get to be Angry Yankee.
Yeah. Of Twitter fame.
Exactly. Is Mark the trainer, or who's the trainer up there?
Mark. Yep.
Yes.
Mark
Excellent.
Hennig.
Yep. So excited.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a lot of fun up there this year, I think.
Oh yes, you will. Yeah.
We've hit the board every year at Saratoga, but we haven't broken through with the win yet. And I think this year we've got a couple different chances who could help us out in that regard.
Yep. So Paul, the answer with Tim was $10. Is that what they cost? The bet last race?
Yeah, it was a $10 wager, and we got back 28-25.
Yeah, exactly. And John, I do think the Celtics can get it done. Yep. I think we got the numbers. So tough. Kyrie and they're playing amazing, but hopefully we can get it done.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Speaking of which, by the way, because I won't be on Thursday, but Jessica, you can look into this horse and let me know what you think. Centennial has a first timer on Friday named Illuminaire that they're very high on. It's a City of Light out of a Majestic Warrior mare, and I ran.
Luminaire. My guess was wrong. My guess was wrong as how you spelled it, Luminaire.
Oh yeah, but out of City of Light, and Todd's liked what he's seen from him so far. So he's in the first race on Friday at Belmatoga.
All right. That'll be an easy way to look it up. I thought I could
That's
guess.
okay, Razor.
Oh, here we go. We got some people asking about the Celtics here, Sean. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, Razor's from Philly. I mean, like, they can't even trust the process anymore. So, of course, he's rooting against the Celtics. No insult whatsoever. He has to root for the Mavs.
Well, Razor, you did a great job on. He had a nice bet to have him in the finals, and now he's got him winning the finals.
He
so
does,
good luck,
yeah.
my friend.
Great, yeah. Guaranteed $50K pick 4 coming up, Scott. So
all right,
yeah, love that.
$1 minimum, right? Yeah, $1 minimum.
All right,
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
How about?
I'll be right back.
Let's see.
Yeah.
This next race we've got.
Next race, yeah.
We got 8 horses. 8 is the favorite on the outside, but I was really drawn to the 3 in here, Moro Outlaw, who I think is going to be pretty forwardly placed, but maybe not as quick early as the 8 coming out of those 4.5 furlong races at Turf Paradise. And once again, I have one angle tonight, apparently, and that is horses at the meet who have already won coming back, and that's how I got to this horse on top. Horse also has form from last year at the track that was pretty good. So that's a horse that I'm interested in here. I think the 5 is interesting with a little bit of a drop in class off of a disappointing effort last time out. This will be his second time at Assiniboia, but if he can get back to some of those races going back to beginning of the year and last year, makes sense. Jerry Gorno is 24% off 1 to 7 days rest. So that race on the 28th of May, that race last Tuesday, probably didn't take anything out of this horse. He set the pace and ended up beating 28 lengths. So it kind of seems like the jockey just took care of him, got him home safe, and had plenty less left for him to come back here. And now he's in for the $5,000 tag. Kind of seems like a horse where, he was running at Fawner, and now they're trying to figure out where he fits over here at Assiniboia. And I mean, the favorite on the outside also is a horse that makes sense, but I don't want 4 to 5. I never want really short prices on Assiniboia shippers into Assiniboia,
right?
Because you can just never tell how they're really going to take to this track and the configuration.
Right.
And the coming in off 2 wins that should be good enough, but just a horse that I feel like horizontally you kind of have to include, but I wouldn't want to lean on in any way. What were you thinking, Sean?
Yeah, I have in stable till I have the 8. I thought this was a major player in the race. As you said, I don't think 4 to 5 is justified by any means. I think a strong 2 to 1, 5 to 2, maybe even 6 to 8 to 5. Is but it's early in the wagering. Let's see how this works out. The horse I liked at a price is Frank's Reload, the 6.
Okay.
I've looked at him for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. 18 to 1. I don't know why this horse is 18 to 1. I liked his last race, right? If you look at last year, he won 2 races in a row coming off the break. So clearly he's a horse that likes to run fresh, right? Ren actually, and if you remember the other night, speed was not holding at all. And he still almost took it the whole way. That was a night where every speed horse was just dying like a quail. But he stayed the course and came in a solid 3rd. But interesting, Stevenson has ridden this horse before. He's also come from off the pace before. So I wonder if maybe they'll try a little strategy second time here. But I really like that horse at a price here. At 19 to 1. I don't know why that horse is, but I was 8, 6, 3.
Yeah.
How about you, Keith?
Yeah, I thought it was an intriguing race. I mean, the 8 victory line is he's not in. Let's see, not in for the tag. Let's see, is actually. Let's see. Let me read this here. Yeah, not in for the tag here. So, as far as this horse, I mean, the races at Turf Paradise, those 4.5 furlong races, they really look good here against this field. And it's been popular in the claims box. I mean, this horse has been claimed 3 times. It's been in 3 barns since April and is just in really good form. It's a tough race. I mean, if you're going to make money with the 8 on top. Now, I have a horse in here that I looked as a long shot that you guys haven't mentioned. And I was kind of intrigued, at least with the 1 underneath. This horse dueled last time, comes out of the same race as Moro Outlaw and Frank's Reload. And I just thought, maybe this horse dueled. I just thought maybe could be a little stronger. And I like the Fawner form has been doing pretty well so far this meet. So I like that. And I just thought maybe the 1 could be a good horse to use underneath. Now we have, obviously the 1 post is kind of questionable right now.
Keep the 1. Love it.
But and then Moro Outlaw looks good to me too. So I was kind of thinking along the line, which let me see the will pay. Yeah, the 5 actually got bet in the will pay. So 5's a horse from Remington, second time at Assiniboia. I wasn't really impressed with that first effort, but you could see these horses kind of jump up second time. So maybe the 5 for 4th, but I was all over the 8. using the 1 underneath, and definitely thought the 3 was a player too. But if I had the number 1 pick, would be the 8 here.
Tim,
Awesome.
what do you think?
So speed is not holding very well. We've kind of seen that so far tonight, and I'm looking for a horse. I think the 8 horse is clearly the favorite, but is going to want to be on the lead. I think the 1 is another one that might potentially try to get out quickly, although with the 1 hoe, that's always questionable. But this is another horse that likes to show early speed. I love the 3 in here. I love Moro Outlaw, Antonio Whitehall, and Wendy Anderson. Yeah, I know they're not doing well. She's got 1 win, but guess what horse it was?
This horse right here. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. So the horse won first time off the bench, had been on the bench since August of last year. And look, her horses improve. And if you're improving off a win, where are you going? I just really like this horse a lot. I watched that race a couple of times. There's Frank's Reload was in that race as well. That's another horse that I like here. But I do think the 8 is going to be up front, is setting the pace, is probably going to get past a little bit. I'm gonna take the 3 to pass the 8 in the lane, and then I'm going to take Frank's Reload at a price right now sitting at 17-1 for a third. I like Neville Stevenson on this horse right here. He's ridden the horse quite a bit. That was a decent race last time out, sat just off the pace and put a nose in front and was past late, tiring a little bit first off the bench, but I think should look to improve again. And look, we're not asking this horse to win anyway. We just want the horse to be a part of it. And this is a horse that I think is consistently there in the money, 5 out of 9 in the money at Assiniboia. Give me a 3, 8, and 6.
I like it. I like it a lot. So do we try and do something with Moro Outlaw on top for our bet in this race?
Yeah.
Or do we take a look at the pick 4 moving forward?
I kind of like in this race. I don't know what you guys thought. That's exactly what I was thinking of doing, is boxing the 3, 8, 6. You know, and just seeing, like, I don't know if that would be a value play, but I'm saying, you know.
You could always key the 3 too if you like as
well.
Yeah,
you could key the 3.
I think I'd be more wanting to key the 3,
and
then
maybe
use like the 8
use the 5.
Yeah,
maybe go like 3 with 5, 8, 6. Key the 3 with the 5, 8, 6 and the exacta.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like that a lot.
But whose race is this one? You taking this one, Jessica?
Who hasn't gone yet?
Oh, you want me to go? I haven't gone yet.
You go, Keith.
Yeah.
Keith.
All right, go for it.
Well, wait,
now the
Keith,
pressure's on.
You can't go yet. You can't go yet, Keith.
Give me my intro yet.
So as Keith makes his play here, don't forget, we are sponsored this week by Sherbet Coffee. Make sure you visit their site.
Yes.
Code TTP20 to get 20% off all your Sherbet Coffee at sherbetcoffee.com. Remember, a portion of every sale of Sherbet goes back to horse aftercare.
Yes.
A cause near and dear to my heart. And if you're not involved in that, here's a good way to do it, just by drinking coffee and drinking good coffee. So take a chance on that. Check it out if you haven't. Use that code, get 20% off. Drink some coffee, help some horses.
Paul is asking, guys, gal, what do you think of the 4 in this race? Are you ready, T, for your pick?
I think I got a minute. You can address what Paul says here.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see this.
Yeah.
This isn't a
Bobby
one.
D. No. You got winning the 3, 4, and 5.
He's getting played. So maybe I'm missing something on the 4.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear anyone who likes the 4 what your angle is on this horse. Trainer is 2 for 6 first time with a horse. But other than that, I am a little interested in why some of these horses are not entered for a tag. This is something
That's what I was reading in the PPs. Yes, some are and some aren't. So it's interesting.
Sean, you want to explain that?
What is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. So what that means, it's something in Canada. It's and some of the American tracks are now adopting it now, which I think is great. Okay, when you come back, this has been a Canadian thing long before an American thing, but some American tracks are adopting this now. So what this means is if you don't see a claiming thing, that means you're running claim free. That means if you're going to run your horse in the first race, you will not have your horse claimed away from you on the first try back. So basically, like for the 8, right, an angle that people may be looking at, this is the one time for these connections to really win with the 8 without worrying about having to lose them in the box. You know what I'm saying? So they put him in.
Well, the 8's in for the tag. The 8 doesn't have the waiver.
Right. No, but I'm saying is that so. I mean, so he's running for a tag, so they may be trying to win and get rid of him. I'm sorry, that's what I was saying. That's why. All right, but for the others that don't have the tag, that means they can't lose that horse, which means and it's a 1 race waiver that you can for your first time out, you will not lose your horse, but you can still run them at that
But
level.
some of them are second time out.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is why I'm confused. I'll look into it a little bit too.
Yeah, but that's usually what it is up in Canada. Is if they don't have the tag, that means they're protected.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Maybe they've gone to 2 at Assiniboia to protect, and just to get more owners. I don't.
Look at this betting. Wow.
Usually at Woodbine it's only 1, but you know what I'm saying. But that's a bigger.
Yeah, and I think Maryland has done the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Let's see if they have anything condition about it.
Kevin Plouch in the house. How are you, sir?
All right. I think I made my decision here, actually, with hearing all your opinions.
He was in trade offers, but he has decided to go with a pick. Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, I know you gave me my music, so let's see. I'm actually, I know that you were saying, Tim, about, the speed has not been holding, but I think now that the more I look at it with this field, I think the 8's a good candidate to at least key in an exacta. So I think can't see really this horse hopefully getting worse than second. So I'm going to key exacta key box. I'm going to key the 8 and I'm going to put key the 8 over the 1, 3, 5. I'm sorry. Yeah. 1, 3, 5. That's it actually.
135 for how much? For $2?
You know what? Let's see how much we got. How much would a $4 base be on that? Let's see.
A $4 base. So that would be what 4 times 3, 12 each way. So 24.
Oh yeah, let's go a little lower than that. So we'll go. We'll do $2 base then.
So that's $6 each way in 12s.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 8 over 135.
I'm just going to remove it for a second just to get the sound. Second. I'll be right back.
And I do have the answer to the waiver claiming question.
Thank you. Yeah.
So the 1 start rule is if a horse has been laid off and hasn't started since February 21st of this year. So this is a horse who has raced at other tracks since the last Assiniboia meet. However, horses that have not started since November 23rd of last year is ineligible to be claimed for 2 consecutive starts, provided that the horse is entered for a claiming price equal to or greater than the claiming price for which it last started. And the first start, in this case, the first start must be made before the completion of the first condition book, and the second start must be made before the completion of the second condition book. So this is to encourage horses to stay at Assiniboia and to race at Assiniboia. Is the intention there is that if you have a horse who's an Assiniboia horse and you say, okay, Assiniboia meet's over, we're going to put him on the shelf until the track comes back. As long as you enter in that first condition book of the meet, you'll get 2 free starts essentially where you don't risk losing the horse.
Yeah, so they've gone too, which is smart. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then I assume that the February 21st rule is just the overall
got it.
Canada rule where off of a layoff you're ineligible to be claimed for your first start as long as it's again equal to or greater than the claiming price that you last started for.
These one horses are feisty tonight.
There are some other different waiver notes, like a 3-year-old who had its last start in the previous year at Assiniboia Downs for a claiming price of $7,500 or $93.75 are eligible to run for a waiver protective level of maiden claiming $5,000 or claiming $5,000. Non-winners a 2 lifetime. That's like a really, really specific case, but interesting.
Yeah, interesting. And I know Joe's saying here, you read the condition book. Exactly. I mean, that's something that before I went. Now I know you were saying that, Jessica. You're going to read the condition book for, it's something. It's very interesting. When I went to Keeneland, I was actually reading the condition book before, and it's you learn things about just distances and the conditions of actually entering a race. So
yeah, it's a lot more complicated. I worked in the racing office at the Maryland Jockey Club for a while, and it's very interesting how much goes into it. And that's, like I was saying, that it seems like this is the type of track in particular where that can really be a good angle for your handicapping, is seeing what options connections might have had with a horse. For instance, like in the first race, we were talking about Russian Pearl as far as, she was in the 7 furlong race when she was eligible for the last race on the card at 5 furlongs also. And that it was an interesting choice for them to make that.
Yeah, very interesting. And hopefully she has a long season so they can kind of go maybe back and forth and see what happens. Yeah.
All right. We are almost set. Guys. I'm going to step away real quick while this race is running, and I will be right back.
John M says we have an 83% chance of losing.
All right.
Some 3-horse boxes. Jimmy Johnson's got a pick 4, 5, 6, 8 here. Let me get the sound up here.
Well, good luck, everybody. And I just got a weird feeling about this one that's going to run better than the odds. So we'll see.
Shirley Sherman. Now just waiting on Victory Line.
Hoping to get some nice speed from the outside here with this 8.
They're all set. They're at the post.
And they're off.
And they're off.
Broke out.
Little crunch of the 2-horse inside.
Yeah.
To the outside, Victory
There
Line.
It is.
Shows that good early speed and opens up.
Wow.
Early,
Whoa, the 3 had to check up big time.
Cleared. Oh, wow.
What the heck are they doing to my horse?
Didn't expect to clear like that.
Shirley Sherman,
Hi-ho, Silver. Let's go.
Hit this. Let's go with this one.
More lengths back to Ministers, Mads, and the early trailers. Love ours.
Here we go.
Can you hear me now? He's about.
This is what we thought. 8 on the lead. Now I just need the speed to fade and the 3 to win. Let's go.
We could still hit it. 8's going nice. We could still hit this.
Yeah.
Come on, 3.
Hit the head of the lane. Victory Line.
Come on, 3.
One to catch up by 3.
There it is.
Come on, 3. On the outside, but running out
There's that Sherman horse. Here we go. You called it, Tim. You called it. Called it.
Look at that.
Well, we still hit it at least. That's good. I'm glad we still hit it.
Good
there
job.
We go. Nice.
Riders up on fire.
I had your angle covered there, Tim. Perfect. I was actually thinking of keying the 3, so I guess it didn't matter in the end. We still got paid. That's it. And you know what's so funny? The 7 went off at 78-1, and I had a weird note on this horse that this horse has run well in the past. 78-1. Wow.
Love it.
Here we go. I hope you guys hit in the chat here too. Let's see what everybody had. Let's see what this exact is going to pay.
Paid nice. Very nice with the.
So the 3.8 should be paying $31.70 for $2.
Nice. Okay, Keith. So
there we go. Totally faded that 5.
I'll take that 5 times.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't want to put the 5 in the exact, but the money was there.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I saw it, I mean, we could have just went 3-8, and nothing wrong with what you did, Keith. But that's what I did. I was just like, speed is fading, and this is a horse I think is going to win, and it's just like,
oh, you played it straight, exacta?
I did 3-8.
Oh, good for you!
And I've got a pick 4 going that I keyed the 3 in.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got a nice price too.
Let's go. I mean, he was second favorite 3-1, but we'll take it 3-1.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
8 ran really good to clear the field, but probably used a lot of energy to do that.
Hey, but here's this. Think about this for a second. The 3 was pinched and took up and went back like 4 lengths and still won. Yeah. That horse was much the best.
Yeah. Antonio Whitehall.
So we hit it, Jessica.
Love to see it. Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, we still had Tim's angle covered. Tim hit it ice cold personally too.
Awesome. How about that 7 getting up for third?
Yeah.
Yeah, 70-1. I wish I had that try.
We never had that.
I had him across, Tim.
Plus,
I tried.
Horse value. Yeah.
I spent 80 cents on a trifecta, but I did not have the 7 in third.
Yeah, I wish I did.
Yeah, 7's a closer. 7's a closer type, and everybody else didn't have the closing tag on it. So
Antonio Whitehall.
I wonder what that 20-cent prize.
There's Wendy Anderson getting her second win of the same,
same horse, right? Yeah,
same horse. Yep.
So we've had a couple of horses win already twice at this meet. Just started.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will go official. Yeah.
So we had the $2 3-8.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Is there a super? The super is going to be monster too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Somebody mentioned the 4, so there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to the two people in Stable Do who played the 7, I give you credit. That's a well-earned 30 points. That is a well-earned 30
Sherman.
points.
I remember this horse. Yeah.
What we got? We have results up yet?
Victory Lane definitely ran good in defeat, though.
Yeah, the 2 horse was really taken back, so I don't know what happened. Just squeezed.
We'll see if we can get the 5 or the 8 home in the next race. I'll be alive in my $1.20 pick 3.
Love it.
Oh, okay.
A single to 3 here.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you for hanging out with us. Get some sleep.
As always.
Awesome.
Thank you, good sir.
We'll see you Thursday night, Paul.
Yep.
Oh yeah, let me look at my schedule. Somebody asked me that. Let's see.
That was me last week. Yeah.
Who's joining me in the lounge on Thursday night?
Yeah,
am I going solo?
I might have to try to switch my schedule. Let's see.
It's official.
All right, good.
What we got?
The 3-8 exacta paid $15.85 for $1. We have that twice. So we had $31.70 on a $12 wager. That was a $19.70 profit that we will add back to the bankroll.
Very nice. I think that puts us over 100. Yeah.
Oh yeah, $117.95.
All right, we're up.
There we go. Time to withdraw $17.
Right.
I've done that so many times. Yeah, my transactions are like, what is going on right now? Yeah.
Once I'm up, I just go back to where I started.
Yeah.
Of course, I usually also I'm a like, all right, I'm going to throw $20 on and see where it gets me. So once I double that, then I'm like, all right, get back to 20, take 20 out, and then it's free money.
Yep, absolutely.
Exactly.
All right.
Very cool.
Move right along.
Let's see if we can keep it going. We got 2 in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're in our stride now. Here. And,
it's almost time for Colin to jump in for the 7th race and give us the sleepy pick. We do the sleepy pick in Assiniboia.
Yeah, we love those sleepy time picks. Whether you want to bet against them or actually just bet them.
Yeah, bet them on top.
Depends on what your angle is.
ROI was like positive.
Yeah. So we got what do we have coming up here in the 5th race? We have this is a field of 8. And to me, it looked like the morning line was actually pretty accurate for me. I didn't really have anything clever in here. I liked the 5-8. Keith, what were you looking at in the 5th race?
This 5th race was interesting to me, and it's I'm going back to a horse that I was intrigued with last week, and the bettors actually had this horse go off at a short price. Was number 2 Del Vecchio. Yeah, I just thought that this horse maybe just needed one off of the layoff. And as far as this, I mean, this horse made a middle move and kind of just tired and actually finished 8th. Disappointing effort, was really bet down. And I just thought, maybe the horse with I see here kind of got bounced around a little bit. I put in my notes. So maybe with a cleaner trip. And I see here as I look further, let's see what else I have here written. I just thought, is this horse, I was actually reading the PPs. Is this horse adding Lasix for the first time? I had a star next to it. So.
Been on Lasix.
Okay. Been on Lasix. Okay. But I just thought, this horse was well met. Maybe the first time just needed one. So I was looking at the 2. And then I looked at the number 6 was actually my second choice. Drop of Caribou. It was actually getting bet from the 15-1 morning line. This horse actually had a legit excuse last time. Bumped at the gate at the start.
Yes, yeah.
And I watched the replay. It was noticeable. So I always like to watch the replay back. And then as far as this, this horse is, Elton Dickey, owns and trains this horse. And as far as this, I mean, I just feel like, maybe with a cleaner trip also, that this horse and the bettors have obviously saw what I saw too. So I was kind of like a 2-6 here. And then I did look obviously at the 8 run today as my 3rd pick, but thought it was a wide open race. And let's see if I had any other notes here. That was it really for me. Drop of Caribou. I just thought, let's see. Yes. Second time blinkers too. So let's see.
That horse was a monster at last year's meet. Just a money machine.
Okay. Those are my horses right there. Yep.
Won 6 of 7 last meet. So.
Oh, wow. There it is. Yep.
Sean.
Yeah, this race is painful for me because last week I had Del Vecchio, Marquis Well, and Drop a Caribou, and all 3 ran like terrible. So like on my Sable Duel team. So and now they're all in the same race. I'm like, oh, come on now. But exactly. So but this is an interesting race. I mean, obviously the 5 couldn't have been more impressive. It was 6 wide in the stretch and just came flying down the stretch. That was a very impressive move, watching that. An interesting horse here, not because it's Antonio Whitehall. Rodney actually likes the 3 Marquis Well. I think that's an interesting. I'll throw that. He totally hopped at the start last week and just lost all chance. But Antonio did let him make up a little bit of a move. You know what I'm saying, to get 6, but he knew he was done right from the beginning. So I wouldn't really, you know what I'm saying. So that's the race. I think the 3 could be very interesting. So I was 5-3-1 here.
All right. We got Armchair. Hi, thanks for
how are you?
In.
Armchair, what's up, buddy?
Joining the over 200 viewers we have now hanging out
with
us.
Everybody.
Thank you
I
all.
appreciate that. That's awesome.
Great to see you.
Tim, how did you see this one?
Scarily.
Yeah, this is a tough race.
No,
yeah.
I only say that because Keith and I have some of the same thoughts in here, and I'm joking by that, but I really like the 5 a lot. Totalizer. When I built my stable duel tonight, this is a horse that I came to that I thought overall was probably my top pick of the night. As Sven Ballroop already has one win on the card tonight. Yep. This is another horse that I think first off a layoff came back and won handily last time out. And now off of that race, they're adding an additional half furlong. Plus the horse, that speed figure last race was a lot better than anybody else in this race. And I think that the horse is going to set off the early speed in here, who is probably going to be your 8 horse. And I just look for the 5 to win easily in here. And I say, Keith, even though you're like, well, Keith didn't say anything about the 5, but right under the 5, I like the 2 that Keith mentioned. I like the 2 and the 6. And for the same reasons that Keith mentioned a lot in here, I really think that the 2 but besides that last race, I would just throw that out. Ronald Alley getting back up. This is a horse that does well here. And then when you look at Drop a Caribou, just like Jessica mentioned, the horse was 6 of 7 last year. He's only 6 of 8, and that's 6 wins out of 8 races at Assiniboia. And it's only 6 of 8 now because in his first race this year, he just got taken out completely at the gate. So sure. I look for that horse to finish underneath. So for me personally, I'm going to play the 5 on top, and I love the 2 and the 6 underneath the 5.
We've got Grade 1 Gold Mine checking in from Australia.
Appreciate that.
The absolute lifeline of my work, Grade 1 Gold Mine. So
cool.
That's my go-to pedigree program. So definitely appreciate y'all checking in. Armchair's got a 536 exact box.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck. Yeah. I'm curious about some of these horses. Yeah. I'm a little curious about like a horse like Del Vecchio and Drop a Caribou. I definitely see the logic on these horses, and I'm just wondering with both of them, they are in different barns than they were last meet. Mm-hmm. And I wonder what that effect is. In Del Vecchio's case, he was with Tom Gardepy for a couple of wins last meet. The first race off the layoff, he won for Gardepy. Yeah. Then finished 4th, and then came back and won. Those were also higher level than what he's in now.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little curious about the progression for this horse. He's now an 8-year-old. The choice to bring him back, it's at the level that they got him back for. So it's possible that they're just trying to make sure that they keep him in the barn. But I just wonder if he's the same horse as last year. That would be my counter argument. Not to talk you off him. Definitely don't not use him because I said that. But that's kind of where I looked at him and then decided that I didn't like him as much as some of the others. And Drop a Caribou was kind of a similar thought, just new barn. But maybe it's a case of new barn. He needed a race. They understand him a little better now. It was the first time Cumberbatch had been aboard. And like you said, he had significant trouble out of the gate. And that is a horse who wants to be close. So between those two, I definitely prefer the 6, I think.
But
just a couple of observations.
Jessica, to your point, and I see everything you said about Del Vecchio, but on the 6 horse, I mean, new barn all the time, and no matter what happened, he still kept winning. If you look last year, he was claimed 4 times last year.
This is true too. Yeah.
And still just kept winning no matter what barn he was in. So if you look at the fact that he was in different barns all the time, and if you look at the trainer, it was 4 different trainers and he still just kept winning.
Yeah, definitely true. My counterpoint to that would be, is there a difference between claiming a horse who is in form at the meet and claiming a horse in September, getting him ready to go in May? I think that there's a little bit of a difference there just from, a trainer's standpoint of what you're doing with the horse. I could be wrong. And that is a really good point that you bring up, that this is a horse who's run for various connections and no matter what barn he'd been in. But that would be my, kind of counterpoint being that it's a little bit different, and at least for actually, hold on, let me double check what I was looking at. Yeah, and at least for Del Vecchio, this is the trainer who started him last season, even though he had been with a lot of different trainers as well. But yeah, just some food for thought more than anything. Definitely not trying to talk anybody off of these horses. Just kind of part of my thought process as I was looking at them.
Yeah, for sure.
We haven't talked about the one at all. Who I see.
I'm shocked Keith is not like the one. Keith is like the one that
right. It's not like that Parks horse that always wins. Keith says hello. Yeah, that horse is very good. Yeah, I mean, I looked at the 1-2. Yeah, it's just I thought it was a wide open race, and I thought I had a note. I mean, obviously the 3 is long time war horse. I just thought the 3 kind of does better with longer distance than this, so kind of maybe rounding into form eventually. I mean, I watched the race on the 3 last time. I agree. I think that the jockey just kind of wrapped up on the horse, saying, we'll get it next time. But the 3, if it's like 7 furlongs or something like that, I would really like the 3. And the 5, I understand that the 5 really was impressive last time. I just was trying to, I guess, create some value here. So I was intrigued by Del Vecchio, though. I thought this horse could really run well second time.
Yeah. Very interesting to me. The pick
got
3
the hat on too.
The pick 3 show that like it's the 8 and the 5, and then everyone else is way up. Like
I saw that.
It's like the people think like that. I was shocked. They drop a caribou was like at $78. I mean, he's not even close.
Crazy.
Which I just found crazy.
People unloaded on those horses. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I used the 8 in Stable Duel. This is Kaplan's gig. Now I know Speed hasn't been holding, but this is Kaplan's gig on how he gets all these horses to run, well on the, so I fully expect him to be there at the end, whether he's right in the 5 furlong race. He definitely needed the last race, but whether he can carry it is another thing. And the 5 passed him last time in a duel, so it'd be interesting to see, can he get that pace again? Can the 5 get that pace again? Because there was a huge duel when that 5 won, Will there be that duel again tonight? That's the question.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Hey guys, from a value perspective, just to point something out really quickly here. The 5, who is the favorite, over the 8, who is the second favorite. And I can really see that exacta, but that is your favorite exacta in the field. But listen to this number, $21.70 for a $2 wager.
Yep.
And that is your favorite exacta. That's your lowest paying exacta, 5/8.
That's really unbelievable right there.
So let's go.
My pick is in.
Your pick is in?
It is in. The pick in the 5th race, Spin Nation selects $2 exacta box, 5, 6, 8.
Cool.
All right.
How much are we doing that for? Yeah.
2.
All right. Very good. All right. I'll be right back before this race. Yep.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. Your Monday Night Lights, Assiniboia Downs, race 5, official bet. $2 exacta box, 5, 6, and 8. That'll cost you $12. But we're going to win big. So put out the money. Cash it. Cash it, as Razor would say.
Shot time.
Oh, sorry. Dan was saying he's playing some trifectas and he's kind of interested about the 7, kind of thinking about how we got that big price underneath in race 4. Maybe we could get it again with the 7. And I mean, that last race, if this horse is improved, he would need to improve. But if he has, he might be interesting. He does seem like a horse who got better through the meet last year.
Right. I will say that
yeah.
I think he likes to show early speed. And as I handicapped this race, I had him dead last. I had him 8th of 8.
Yeah, I think he'll give you a thrill.
I also think that the 7, what do you call it? Yeah, as you said, Jessica, so rightly, this horse just seems to need a couple to get the motor going. You know what I'm saying? He just like coming out of the gate, the more he goes, the more speed he shows. But you know, like his workouts have not been really stellar. But I don't think the trainer's really trying to get this horse to come back like right away gunning. You know what I'm saying? Almost like kind of a wait and see. But with this group, you never know. Exactly. This horse has shown an ability, 17-1, Dan. I wouldn't talk you off him,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look at some of these other horses that I didn't, that I kind of skimmed over, horse like the 4, just seeing if I can make a case for the 4. And I mean, that horse does have races to go back to last year.
He does.
That, I mean, if that horse can run the numbers that he ran at Turf Paradise, he absolutely fits. I don't think he can. I don't think he's going to. But, if you're trying to find that bomb to use underneath, I mean, I think the 3 is probably the better pick of the 3 double-digit horses. I think the 3 is the one that makes the most sense to use to me underneath.
The 11-year-old.
Yeah, the 11-year-old with 94, making his 95th career start.
Wow.
Awesome. Gotta love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of those hard-knocking
battle
horses,
axe.
the fact that Delvecchio has made over $100,000 at Assiniboia Downs alone.
That's amazing.
Is it so impressive? Because these purses are not huge. You're grinding.
Right.
And I mean, to do it in 34 starts is really not that much. 9 wins, 8 seconds, 4 thirds. Horse has been fantastic for connections, which is why he's been so popular at the claim box. People are, whenever they have a chance to get a piece of him, they're jumping on it.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of fun horses you see at tracks like this, which is another really cool thing about the Assiniboia Downs track. You can get these hard-knocking types who just go out there and do their job.
Absolutely.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. See it.
Greg, we do this every Monday night. So come join us next week and through the end of the meet, I think, or at least for a few months.
I believe so. I believe we're going through the end of the meet.
So we'll
Monday nights.
On Monday nights.
Make your Monday night plans right now. Put it on your calendar, Greg. Everyone else in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you can get the notification when we go live.
Yeah,
absolutely. We do Thursday nights as well.
Yeah, at the cocktail lounge. Yep. With
and
the other Canadian track.
Yeah.
Woodbine. Did anyone see Matt's thing, which is great? If anyone's betting Belmontoga on either Friday or Saturday, you have the Chad, then the other Chad, then the other Chad, then the other Chad, and the other Chad. So you got all these. You got 5 Chad horses in the same race.
Yeah.
Chad Brown.
I will say, guys, that we're sitting at right about 250 viewers right now. We only have about 33 of those viewing through YouTube, and we do have 33 likes out of those 35 people on YouTube. So what we would love to see, though, for everybody watching on X, and we love that you're watching us, but pop over to YouTube, give us a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Love to have you joining us on the Monday Night Lights. But give us a like and subscribe.
We have the living legend Mike W in the house. And Hilton Head was still tuning in.
Very good.
Dan, we did not actually build a pick 5, but best of luck. Hope you stay alive.
Yeah.
You have to hate when you go to those places, Mike, and they make it illegal for you to bet.
Yeah.
Worst.
What the hell?
Need a good
Or
VPN.
some of the tracks you can't even play right now. Yeah.
Oh, Texas.
Yeah, I have a couple horses I always liked in bed, and I look at Equibase and I just say, oh, I wish I bet you, but I couldn't.
Yeah. By the way, just to give an update here in the $5 game, Ombre is number 4 and number 5.
Wow.
Trailing my dad in first place, Papa's picks.
He's always in the top 10. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good handicapper. I shouldn't have shown him this game. He clearly knows what he's doing. Exactly.
That's great.
And Hot Rod leading the free game.
Yeah. Good job, Hot Rod. Go, Rodney, go.
I was eliminated at the gate. I was wiped out at the gate, so I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm still hanging out in 43rd, so I don't think I have a chance.
Really quick, thanks to Kathy here. She said it's her first Monday. So it's our first
Kathy.
Monday as well, Kathy. First Monday of the
Thank you
season.
so much for joining us, Kathy. Love to have you.
First
That's
Monday
awesome.
of the meet, but we did this last year as well, and we will be here all meet long. But join us on Thursday nights in the cocktail lounge as well. Make sure you follow the channel, hit that bell, and you'll get notified when we're having our live streams.
Two left to load. Marquis Well.
Yeah.
And we're
people
Trust
go
the
to
Profits. Yeah.
Yeah, go to YouTube and just put in search Trust the Profits, and that will bring it right to you. Yeah.
All right. So let's see our official bet here again. What was that? Let's see.
5, 6, 8 exacta box.
Cool.
They're all set. They're at the post.
See if the one can get out.
And they're off.
Oh, got out okay.
Almost.
From the far outside,
I was being optimistic.
Well, as is Drop a Caribou. Del Vecchio shows good early speed on the inside with Drop a Caribou in between horses. 3 wide, Lucky Luke won today.
How about 15 to 1? Wow.
The front end.
Didn't see
Settled
that.
right in behind. That's Totalizer, Mr. K, and your 2 trailers will be Marquis Well and Last Renegade, who are only 4 off the lead. The opening quarter, 23 and 3, and Run Today
Let's
gets
go
a
with
little
this
daylight,
5.
up by a half a length.
Come on, baby.
Inside, Lucky Luke battling it out with Del Vecchio. They hit the
How about
head
this
of the
too,
lane.
man?
And it's Del Vecchio
How
takes
about
the
this too?
inside turn and has the lead by a half. Run Today to the outside.
Get up, bud.
Mr. K looking for space.
Come on,
the
5.
rail, but it's still Run Today.
There's that 7 in the mix. Who's just got through on the rail?
And late Marquis
1.
Well, but Run
8,
Today
1.
is gonna
Yeah.
Wow.
take
Woo.
Mr. K in second. Very close for third between
Wow.
Marquis
There you go.
Well and
A little bit concerning. Drop a Caribou kind of eased there.
Yeah.
Just uncharacteristic performance again from him.
No, yeah. Not the same horse.
Like you said, Jessica, sometimes it's a concern, the season after. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the
8
1 on the
Renegade.
overlay? Yeah.
Right. That 7.
3 to 1 morning line.
Well, I don't remember who was talking about the 7. That was Dan. I mean, the 7 ran a good
Unbelievable.
race. I think
Definitely.
he ended up 4th, maybe 5th,
Yeah.
but I thought that horse had a chance to be second for a minute.
That was the one thing I was a little bit worried about was with the 5, as I said when I was actually picking, was will he get that same pace that he got? They were like 5, 6 wide last time when that 5 made the big sweeping move. He just didn't get the pace that he.
Well, they actually went faster in this race than last time.
Right.
He just didn't have the.
But also, kudos to Badri for not going for the lead and actually had the 8 and 4th for a while and then took the lead rather than trying to,
That's why he won. And the 5 had lots of horse, but the 5 did exactly what Matt said.
Yeah.
He crossed the border into the United States as he was hitting the stretch.
Sure, right.
Yeah, he was saying hi to Ottawa and Vancouver.
Yeah. the jockey's got 2 hot dogs and a soda in his hand coming back to exactly from the stands.
Yeah, the 2 hung around for a while, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you ran a
probably
nice race.
needs a couple of races.
Del Vecchio ran a big
Actually
one.
saved ground,
Yeah.
which is rare to see at this track.
That is the one thing I always say, which is true about when Whitehall is really riding his best, right? Almost 60% of the time, every horse is on the rail. He will not be. You will not see him very much on the outside when he's winning. Every horse is saving ground when he's really in a rhythm. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you can do that at this track, then you're doing great.
Yeah,
unofficial winner,
for sure. Yeah,
a photograph has been called to determine the place and show positions. They went the opening quarter 23-3.
Mr. K, big races.
Yeah, huge. They're from Delta Downs. Yeah,
yeah.
Furlongs, 105-3.
Yeah, that was a tough horse for me to really get to.
Photograph.
An absolute overlay from the morning line, though. So the morning line maker had it pretty spot on there with Mr. K at 3-1.
Yeah,
morning line maker's feeling good after that race. Yeah,
right. He's like, yeah, no, y'all should have obviously seen this.
The unofficial winner here in race number 5, our VIP fan of the night race.
Oh,
that's number 8. Run Today.
What we got coming in here for
is a big gelding, 4 years old by
it's gonna be a nice exacta. Yeah.
Under the mare artistic.
Just mute that.
That's a nice exacta.
That was a close. Whoo, that's gonna be a heck of a try too.
Yeah, huh?
That 3 did hold third for you, Rodney. So
yeah, I was 8-3-6. I was close, you know. Yeah, because Marquis and Rodney had the 3 too. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That race last time, he was absolutely destroyed. That was Antonio. He just absolutely had no chance the last time. And remember how I said Antonio kind of gave like a middle move?
Yeah.
Even though you're right. You knew he was going to be coming tonight.
There it is. So yeah,
all there.
Get a good show price on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, great, Rodney. Great hit.
Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the 4 to 5 out, that's going to be even nicer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see what we got there, results wise.
It's amazing. The 3 is 11 years old. I remember this horse. Yeah.
820 to show. Nice with the 8 on top. That's
very nice.
Great show pay.
Yeah, absolutely. $19.05 exacta, $51.99. If you could have put together that try for 20 cents, $104 to add the 4 to 5 favorite in 5th or in 4th for the super. Yeah. And pick 3, $8.02, but it's a 20-cent base wager and pretty logical. So
for sure, yeah.
$5 nachos just for everybody who's. No.
I mean, that's what's cool about Assiniboia. It's like, and Woodbine the same. It's like 20-cent minimum. So I mean,
yeah.
You know, you can always start out as a beginner doing like horizontal plays and kind of, have like a cheaper, maybe like $5, 40-cent ticket and just kind of, experiment and not feel bad if you lose that. So it's good to kind of play around with a ticket structure. Yeah.
I have a funny story for you guys with Woodbine, right? Like pick sixes, how they're very big in America, right? Woodbine has the pick 6, right? Like every day.
Yep.
80% of the money is Americans. Only like 20, like nobody up there could care less about the pick 6. It's not even like almost a bet up there. It's all American money that comes into Woodbine. Like the pick 6, that's almost all American money coming in.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah. They really, it's not a bet that they're really big on.
Is that a 20-cent? That's a 20-cent one too, I think, right?
Yeah. But exactly. But it's all American money. So very often you'll see like the pool at like 9,000 and like after 2 races it's down to $74 because it's all American money. It's not them. It's not them. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I like when the track shows like the live money left in the in the pool. That's cool. Great. I wish more tracks would do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Rodney, you're right there, my man. Finish strong.
Very nice.
Love it.
Nice show, though. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I love these 20-cent base wagers because I'm pretty open on the channel that I'm not a big money gambler. I'm self-employed. I cannot afford to be a big money gambler.
Sure. Yeah, no,
but I had, or you have nights where, like me, I just realized I had $2 left in my account from Preakness, so I decided to put in a $1.20 pick 3 that I'm alive in. So I could turn that that $1.20 into anywhere from $11.68 up to $21.96. So hey, as far as ROI is concerned, those 20-cent base wagers can be a lot of fun.
Sure. Yeah.
It's fun just to experiment like that and see what you could do better with with like I was saying, ticket structure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this race, I have zero confidence that I'm going to hit this, but because these maiden special weights in Assiniboia are a tricky beast.
Yes.
If this is the kind of thing where if I had more money, I would have just gone all and done kind of the same thing I did where I singled the 3. I went 5-8 in the last race and then gone just all right.
Look who joined us. Grandma is in the house. Hey, Grandma.
How you doing today?
Skinny tickets are the way to go.
Yep. Hey, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, small ball and just cash big. Exactly.
Yep,
My theory is that if I just do like $12, $20 tickets, like max, like a normal, like big day.
Yeah.
Eventually I will be right. And rather than spending a bunch of money because I don't have any idea in a certain race or something, and like hoping that I can I'm just waiting for the day where I get lucky and I'm right on, all right, I'm going to throw together a pick 6 ticket for, $24 or something. And then, one day I'll be right, rather than, all right, I'm going to throw $60 at this and be wrong. Because I'm probably going to be wrong no matter what. I would rather spend less money and catch it eventually.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mike W, our friend Mike W, what he does is he throws like $20 in a night and then plays with it. And then if he loses, he loses. But you know what I'm saying? But it's a great system he has.
That's exactly
sometimes he wins, sometimes he doesn't, but it's all, it's everybody. That's why I put the other day on Twitter, and I really believe this, is, I know people who could go to like every single event going. I know people that, they couldn't make, or, to me, no $1,000 better is any more impressive than $1 better to me. As long as you support the sport and you love the game, I'm with you. I'm a fan of it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter. To me, that's absolutely irrelevant. Play with what you can play with, and don't worry about what everyone else is doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Thanks for jumping in, Grandma. Always love seeing you in the chat. Got to show that poor people can play this sport. That's the spirit.
Amen.
That's it. Yeah, like the $2 betters. I know Matt's father is notorious for a $2 show bet.
Yeah,
love it. I love that.
Exactly. And if you hit it just feels good, right?
I've had fun playing some show parlays before.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're in Shoddy's, right? Yeah.
Great memory. Yeah, Shoddy's show contests are so fun. Her showdowns where everybody puts a $2 show bet in every race, and just whoever has the biggest bankroll at the end is the winner of the pool. It's a $20 buy-in. It's tons of fun. I love and shout out to her for putting those on, because it's a lot of work on her end. To track the results for the races, and she's usually working at the same time. So
we're no longer shouting out Shoddy here at Trust the Profits, because she no longer supports our channel. She's hanging out in other chat groups, and
we'll get her back in here. Yeah,
going to Nickelback concerts.
That's hilarious. Hey Jessica, so what's the theory on that? Like, you don't take all favorites, obviously, right? You got to take some like middle prices, and then
Exactly. I've done okay. I've never won. I've been like in the running for pretty much all of them. I've felt like I had a chance to win most of the ones I've entered up until the end. What I usually do, and it was nice, like at the Derby it was 2 days.
Oh,
so
cool.
you could kind of go into Friday and then see where you're at.
Yeah.
Because I was in the
Right.
lead entering Saturday of the Derby.
Oh, wow.
But there were just things just didn't fall my way. If Resilience had hit the board in the Derby, I would have won.
Oh,
but you know,
don't throw out my boy in the Belmont. I think he's got legit. I think that post totally cost him everything.
Antiquarian.
No, Resilience.
Oh, Resilience. Yeah,
I was talking to Junior and Kelly, and they really thought that post just took him completely
he was
out.
wide the whole way.
Yeah, I think he's going to be legit this weekend. I really do. I think he's one to definitely not sleep on. You know,
he ran huge. He ran huge that day. I really thought he was a winner for about 3 strides. I lost my mind on stream because I thought he was a winner. I was like,
Junior did too. By the way, Junior did too. Yeah,
that's so funny.
That move he made was the acceleration was so impressive. I really think that horse is one of the best horses in the crop.
Yeah.
All right.
I am a little worried about the distance, just but it is a second time trying it, and he won't be 18 wide. This time.
Yeah, he got a good post. Yeah.
Yeah, he will absolutely be a horse that I'm using. I'll give him that one more chance. As Alex is pointing out, Beaumont said right after that they were thinking about cutting him back. But to me, the fact that they called an audible on that is really interesting. I don't think Beaumont would have just put him in here because let's just try and get a Triple Crown race win with him.
He's a patient trainer. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I think that he's thinking this horse is ready. He deserves another shot. Good. And then if it doesn't work, then hey, we cut back. We go to the Haskell at 1 1/8 and we romp.
Yeah, he's not going to put the horse in the race just thinking that it's like let's run it a classic.
It's not a D. Wayne Lucas and let's take a shot and see what happens type of thing. So he's absolutely on my radar for the Belmont. I can't have loved this horse in the Kentucky Derby at 20-1 plus and not just come back with him.
Yeah.
I'm listening to all opinions because this is the final leg of the Tour de Force contest with that El Hombre put together. So I'm not going to say what my play is, but I'm going to go just an ice cold $100 exacta, like long shot over long shot because I'm way back. So I'm going for glory.
Fair.
For the fences.
Exactly.
Now, how about you, Tim? Nobody's mentioned Tim's horse, I don't think, all night. So I think he's kind of been quiet about it a little bit, but I know he's not happy about the jockey, but how about Honor Marie?
Actually, if you watch my video coming out on the channel on Trust the Prophets this week, if you've been watching along, I put out a betting the Derby, betting the Preakness. I've got a betting the Belmont coming out, but I think you might be surprised how I'm playing Honor Marie. And I'll just, spoiler alert, it's not on top.
All right. I understand.
That's a horse I get it. I need to see more from Honor Marie. I'm just not convinced, honestly, that he's fast enough yet.
Well, the thing, and same for me with Resilience. This horse is a 1 1/16 horse, and his best races are always going to come at that distance, and he is not going to get the 1 1/4, and I don't like him at all in here. He's a total fade for me.
Fair enough.
Okay. And look, that's not saying anything against anybody's opinion.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. No, that's an absolutely valid opinion. And opinions in races are not personal.
I think he's a great horse. I just don't think he's a 1 1/4 horse. And Bill Mott's giving him another chance just because they had that scare and they thought the same thing. Oh, well, maybe that was his first time at the distance. Let's give him another shot at it. And I totally get that. But I think he's going to do the same thing that he did in the last one, and that is when it comes to the distance, he's just a little bit below the best in that race.
Right. That's fair. That is my one concern with him, but I can't jump ship now. The horse that's scary for me is the Wine Steward because anyone who watched my January Kentucky Derby top 10 knows that I think the Wine Steward is a really talented individual. The problem is at this point I don't think the Wine Steward wants to win races.
No.
And
Yeah, 3 straight seconds after 3 straight firsts, and here's the thing, Jessica. If you watch the early rundown, the full field rundown that we did, Sean and Keith and I said the same thing. I love the Wine Steward in this race, and he's been off just long enough, and coming out of the Peter Pan, which worked out last year for Arcangelo, and I think this horse has a decent chance in the exotics here. I'm not sure he's a win candidate, but I would not leave him out of your exotics.
That's how I feel about it.
I love this horse underneath in this race.
He runs to his competition.
$11 exacta, 5 all. That's all we need.
The Wine Steward runs to his competition, I think. So I think he will be right there at the finish. And I think he will continue to probably find a horse that he wants to buddy up with, someone near the front end. So I could see him basically getting stuck to Mystic Dan's flank and staying there the whole way, kind of coming up with Mystic Dan as Mystic Dan makes his move, and then just kind of stalling out on the front and getting passed by someone like Sierra Leone late. That's kind of the trip that I envision for the Wine Steward, where he ends up probably finishing second or third. I would love to see that horse without blinkers. Yeah. I don't know if it would fix the problem, but I think there's a chance it could, that perhaps some horses feel intimidated by not being able to see around them. So they're going to be more likely to buddy up into the herd. But anyway, there's a race coming up.
3 minutes. Race.
Real quick, but before we jump into this, I'm gonna say one more thing about the Belmont, and it's just echo something that Matt said earlier. Normally, you look at a big race field, and you're like 2 or 3 horses, sometimes even more, that you can throw out. This is a good field for a Triple Crown race. Really and good. you look at every one of these horses. I can make a case for every one of these horses winning the race.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow, even the maiden. There you go.
It's a rough race. I mean, it's a stretch, but you can absolutely make a case that
you can make a case for every horse in here. Normally, you can't do that, but anyway.
No, I agree. It's such a deep field, and Matt said it. It's the deepest field he's seen in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
And the fact that it's a 1.25 miles helps that, because you can because of that you can't count horses out.
No,
good point.
Exactly. All right. So what do we like in here? Because I ended up 3, 4, 5. Basically, it kind of was a crapshoot for me. I liked that the 4 has a little bit of speed, and I'm hoping that with the extra half a furlong, he won't have to go quite as fast. Was my type of angle on the 4 as a long shot. The 5, basically, it was the fact that it's Gittins, and that the horse, along with Tree Hugger, they finished second and third at this level last time out, and that was the entire opinion that I could form on this race.
This five, I made a note. I actually watched the replay. Over the river, through the woods, went to Grandma's house, got a sandwich, went around, and still came in third. I mean, to Tree Hugger, who I think will be obviously very tough in this spot as well. But but this horse was all over. The Hyper Holiday was, at 11 wide maybe, and came up for third. You know what I'm saying? If this horse can get any straighter course tonight, this course could be really dangerous. And I think that's why they're betting it. I think they're betting it exactly the way it is, 3, 5, 6. And then I don't think this race is really inventing the wheel here.
Yeah, I didn't have anything clever here.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like a horse here, but you can go, Tim. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I mean, I actually, I like the 6 here. Actually, I thought this horse was kind of interesting to me. Second time blinkers, and this is for Yellow Birdie, and I just thought, this horse actually beat a pretty good, was dueling with a pretty good horse last time and tired for 5th. Now, I know the trainer, Lisa Pruitt, going into tonight, she's 0 for 13. So maybe kind of can get off the schneid here. And I think the extra half furlong helps. Maybe kind of relax this horse. Second time blinkers. So I like that angle, kind of stretching out a little bit. And you get Cumberbatch gets the ride again. So
Yeah.
I just put in my notes here. I'm all in on the 6 actually. And then
she's 38. She's 38% second time out. So I mean, so she really excels with those type.
Yeah, and then I had the 5, like you guys were saying, the 5 second. So yeah, the 5 was wide and passed a lot of tiring horses. Could be, a big player with a cleaner trip, but I really thought, and then I use charting horse value on the side here, and this is an SK plus horse, so took notice of that too. So I kind of
which one?
Charting horse value.
Oh yeah, which horse?
On the 6, Yellow Birdie.
Okay,
yeah. So that was interesting too.
Was the favorite in that last race.
So I saw that Jeff had this as an SK plus, but here's the thing with the 6 horse to me. The 6 horse is going to want to be out front. And we've seen all night long that speed is not holding. Speed is not holding, and speed is not holding. Hasn't held in a single race so far, and I don't think it holds here at 5.5 furlongs. So I do like the 6 underneath, but to me, I'm totally on board with Sean. I watched that race, and I'm telling you, I think I was at grandma's house having a sandwich when this horse came by, but over the hill and through the woods. And that was a good, that was a good description, but I love the 5 here because I'm telling you, the 5 is not getting that trip again. And the 5 is going to want to come from off the pace. As a matter of fact, I would go so bold as to say, this is probably the ice cold exacta 5-3 to me is like as cold as it gets, and I would put the 6 underneath those 2, but that's the way I see it. And if you look at Dan here, 5-6 in this leg, that's exactly how I see it, Dan. I see 5 with 3 and 6, but the 5 on top, and I like the 6 underneath. It could be a 5-6, but I love 5 and 3 here.
Yeah, 5 and 3 would work for me.
I don't know whose race it is, but we got to get a bet in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do need a bet.
Is it Jessica's bet?
I think it's Jessica's.
Oh gosh, don't make me do it.
Jessica's.
All right. All right. Let's go a 5. We'll just do 5 over the 3-6. Key the 5 on top.
Wow.
For
cool.
$2.
Yeah. Let's not spend too much on
this
race.
5. Come on, we're late in the races. We got plenty of money. $5 exacta. Key the 5.
There you go, girl.
Let's throw the 4 in there too. Let's throw the 4 in there too.
Who?
Just the 4.
Blue
just in case. Just in case he holds on for a piece second time over the track.
All right.
That'll be, maybe we can catch something.
Still $15. It's like, okay, we'll still do it for 5.
All right, we'll do it for 5 then, just to get something a little bit.
I mean, it's your bet if you want to do it for less, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, Grandma's noticing that the jock of the 9s is left bigger, is lighter than her left thigh. That's interesting.
I wonder if that's a apprentice who hasn't won a race yet.
Yeah, that could be. That could be the 10-pound bug.
Yeah, that's your 10-pound bug there.
10-pound allowance.
Hey, you got a top trainer taking on the bug, so that's good.
Asparis, yeah.
All right.
Concerned for the 7 just being scratched again. She was a vet scratch on the 20th also.
Now she was in the race like up until what, 20 minutes ago or something like that?
Yeah.
She was a late scratch. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah. Just to
Lola Lee,
hope everything's all right with that horse.
Yeah, definitely.
Will be next to go in.
All right. Well, I see some plays in the chat here, so good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck, Dan, with that try.
Yeah.
Rodney said mind frame is a toss for him.
Yeah, I was surprised. 7-2 morning line. I thought that was a little low. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought all the morning lines were really good though. Yeah. I thought it was a little low though. I mean, but I guess that's how you have to structure it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next up, I think he's a win contender, but I don't want him at 7-2.
Yeah, no. And Irad's gonna take money too. Yeah.
And recruit that mind frame.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, Thoroughgraph numbers. If you're paid mind frame and you like Thoroughgraph numbers, and I think they're some of the most reliable in the game, then you don't understand Thoroughgraph numbers, because they say that this is one of the 2 best horses in the field.
Ooh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that into consideration with my
The
big
fact
bet.
that Fierceness is going to the Haskell does say something. That's for sure.
Mind frame runs the race that he ran in his maiden special weight, and granted it was at 7 furlong, but I mean he that was better than anybody in this field.
Yeah, his numbers fit.
Maybe he'll rate the horse.
Absolutely. The Thoroughgraph numbers, to me, they're pretty telling, and mind frame is right there. Sierra Leone and mind frame, to me, the morning line odds are spot on.
Yeah, and I agree with Jessica. He didn't have to be the lead horse. He was just the best horse that they just couldn't. He didn't have to be the. He didn't have to have the lead.
Totally agree.
Yeah, he's been so impressive in his 2
Right.
races. I think he's a horse that needs to be.
Yeah. And Irad at Saratoga is a lot different than Irad at Belmont or I met Churchill or Pimlico. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 left to load.
I still remember Tim saying you can't do that in Kentucky or something like that. It's funny. Tyrad riding. It's funny. All right,
let's
here
get
we go,
3,
guys.
4, or 5 homes so that I can turn my $2 into 11 plus on the night.
Yeah, I like the bet too. Here we go.
Nine being a little bit ornery there. Or is that the 8? That's the 8.
Right here. That's the 8.
First time starter.
Oh yeah.
Kentucky Bear baby.
BB Bear is
We know those
in.
Kentucky Bear babies love Assiniboia.
Now
I know, yeah.
waiting on Touch Wit Class to the far outside.
All right. You haven't seen as many wit horses, so there's a wit horse. All right.
Yeah.
They're all set. They're at the post.
All right. Good luck.
And they're off.
4
Starting
fell.
at the start was Blue Tango.
Blue Tango went to
On
his
the far
knees.
outside, Touch Wit
Yeah.
Class
Make
Her
things
knees.
easier
shows that
for the
dirty
6.
Look at this cavalry
Yellow
charge.
birdie to the
Exactly. Yeah, the
inside.
6 makes it easier. Yeah.
Lily
Wow.
Up close early on, sitting behind them. Blue Tango, who recovered nicely after stumbling. Tree
There's
Hugger,
that 6 up front,
and
like
it's
we
Glen
thought.
Rosa,
Yeah.
and 4 more back to Hyper Holiday and the trailer BB Bear.
4 is well
23 into
positioned.
The opening quarter, and
23
Yellow
into
Bird
Here we go.
now with the lead by a length.
Here comes the 3.
Where's this
5's got a lot of work to do, though.
A lot of work.
I don't think
Come
our,
on,
I don't think our bet's coming in.
5 up the rail. Save up all the ground.
He's gonna
5.
have
I
to
need
do
this
a lot
3.
from back there.
I need this 3. I don't think he's going to get there, though.
Here we go. It's going to get real close here.
Give me this 3. I don't think so.
Come on, 3.
6 is
Come on,
gone.
3. Come on, 3. Yes.
3-2.
3.
I don't think he got
6 got it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 got it by like a full head.
Oh. What do we have? Oh, yeah.
No, we had the 5, so our bet was going nowhere.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just needed the 3
That's
for
true.
my
Right.
$1.20
Yeah.
pick 3 that I put in. Which, if it had been, $1.80, I would have included the
Yeah.
6, but that was
I
all
played
had.
$5. Personally, I played $5 win place on the 6, so not bad. There
Nice.
you go.
I'll take
There
that.
you go.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. I think that if the 3 didn't stumble like that, I don't think the 6 would have gotten that kind of easy
Yeah.
front end. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No.
4 going to her knees out of the gate really helped
4,
the 6
yeah.
out, I think. To not have that contender on the front end with her like last time.
right.
Good race from the 3, but again, just isn't quite good enough to get the job done.
No.
5-2.
6-3.
All right.
And ends up going off
2-5.
co-favorite.
Stewart's supposed to number 6, Yellow Birdie, as your race winner. Second goes to number 3.
I had it in
Tree Hugger.
stable duel, but I'm
Third
like
to number
100
2, Lola
behind.
Lee.
Yeah.
To number 5,
Yeah.
Hyper Holiday.
Yeah, I am
Fifth,
definitely
number
out
1,
on
Glen
stable duel.
Rosa. They went
Yeah,
the
5
opening
gave
quarter,
himself
23
way too much
to
work
the
to
half,
do.
47
Yeah.
seconds.
Mhm.
5
I think that was
Way
Lisa
too much.
Pruitt's first win on the meet. Yep.
Yeah.
107.
That's the SK Plus horse, right?
Yeah, I mean it's let's see, SK Plus. What else I took notice of that? Let's see. So he does like a race rating between 0 and 5, and this was a 5. So that's another. So 5's the highest rating to actually like make it like it's supposed to be like a really bettable race. 5. So whenever I see a 5 and a SK Plus and value 32, and then he had the highest PFDS odds. So a lot of algorithms with that horse right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked
That's
out.
the first horse to go wire to wire, isn't it, tonight?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, needed to get just a little more tired.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see if it happens again in this next race, because my top 2 are both speedy type horses.
Grandma says, is she watching Crime Scene? Lots of truck. Well, it's not Santa Anita, so yeah.
Right.
Grandma, did you bet Tree Hugger? Almost won there.
So here's the thing. Even with that $15 loss, folks, we're sitting at $102.95 on a $100 starting bankroll. So we're at the last race, and we're up.
And we're betting all night, every race. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't skip anything.
Oh,
even when we
Mars
should have.
singled the 3 in the pick 5. Brutal loss.
Oof. Yeah, that sucks.
Ugh.
So sorry. Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, it's been pretty chalky.
Yeah, that's been Zach. Yeah. This,
you might not be missing out on
this shouldn't be you know.
You're not missing out on a life-changing score.
Rodney had the 2 for 3rd. Yeah, that's great.
Nice. Yeah, you're absolutely wrecking on stable tools tonight, Rodney.
Very good.
Rodney's doing fantastic.
Also, can we talk about how
the winner? Yeah.
I actually had the 6 in stable duel.
Nice. I didn't.
We were talking about that before. It's like betting is different than stable duel, so that's how it is right there.
Different things.
Exactly.
Value.
Now, do you guys play different state? Like, if you enter a couple of different stables, do you play the same horses for every stable, or you switch it up?
No. Well, it all depends on how confident I am.
Right.
You know?
I've done both.
Right. Yeah, I've done both on depends on the card, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Dennis.
Dennis Trusty is in the house.
Thanks for hanging out.
Dennis just bought 2 new oil fields this week and is decided and is taking the time to join us for this last race, folks. Just this last race, okay? If you are not properly satisfied with your bets, Dennis_Trusty, because he has the 2 new oil fields just for this race, 35% money back guarantee. Yeah, guarantee. Awesome. Just send it to Dennis_Trusty. He will take care of you. The 2 new oil fields. It's just this last race. See, yep, just right, exactly, Dennis. No other ones. Yep. Great to see you, Dennis.
We need Colin in the house for the sleepy time pick.
Yeah, where's Colin with our sleepy pick?
Cool.
I would like to point out that it is 3 minutes after the scheduled post time for race 7.
Yeah.
No, they've been going a little late tonight.
Yeah, they had the inquiry, and then they had a little bit of a delay. Yeah, but still, right. Yeah.
I got to be at the airport at 5 a.m. I
got to be up at 7. I thought that was early.
I was like, don't worry, to my fiance. I was like, don't worry. It ends at 10:05. I'll be able to get like 6 hours of sleep. I'll sleep on the plane. It'll be fine.
Yeah, at least you're behind.
Oh, yeah, your hour difference. That's right.
Yeah. So it is only 10 o'clock for me.
But yeah, we're supposed to end exactly 11:05. So yeah, we're sometimes on this last race they see that, and then hopefully like it'll be like 15 minutes from now, right?
Yeah, it looks like it is 14 minutes out, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Yeah, I get to do the East Coast up late next week because I'll be in Maryland visiting family. So
thank God this is we're in good shape. They're only early. They're doing 7 races. When they go to 8 and 9, that's when it's like,
we're gonna be up at midnight.
Yeah, that's the midnight special there.
Like I'm a 9 p.m. Bedtime kind of person.
I was Jessica. This is shocking. Anyone who has known, I've known Jessica for how many years now?
A lot of years.
Think she's ever ever been up past. This is still, to me, it takes adjustment to see Jessica anytime after like 10 o'clock.
The one exception was the 24-hour Breeders' Cup stream.
That was amazing.
Where
Yeah,
I took a 4-hour nap.
Yeah,
and then was up for another 5 hours from like midnight until 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I remember coming on for my shift at like 3 a.m. and Barry Spears was like, "What are you doing, man?" At 3 a.m. It was crazy. Yeah, I was on, I think 3 to 7 or something.
And say, where'd it go?
Yeah, I think it was like you and I were left, Keith.
Yeah,
we were like, we gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, I was like, let's keep the stream up somehow, but then I think we closed the laptop and it was over. Yeah,
and closed the tab that the stream was in, and since nobody was in there, it just.
I was on fumes at that point. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were just like, oh.
And it was the big race day, right? The following day.
Yeah. Because then I woke up at like 11.
Yeah, I was hurting. I think I couldn't even really sleep that much after that too.
Yeah, it messes with your circadian rhythm, and then you're just like zooming.
Oh.
I got up at 6 a.m. for my shift, and I woke up and said, "Where did everybody go?"
Yeah, exactly. I got your DM. Yeah, you DM'd me, and then I think I saw you both on again.
Yeah, I woke up
like I couldn't go back on.
Yeah, Jess and I took over. Yeah, we took over exactly.
I like scarfed down a yogurt for breakfast and was like, I just got to get on.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think El Hombre was on for like 12 hours or something.
That man went wild.
Yeah, exactly. And then he couldn't even get out of bed. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the next day. Yep.
Yeah. So we have one race to go.
Yeah, I didn't really handicap this race that much. Yeah.
We got a couple of interesting horses in here. I ended up tentatively with the 7 as my top pick in here. Casino Queen. I like the dropping class. Was kind of what I'm looking at there. Seems like a horse. They claimed her for this track, and they thought, hey, this horse was like a $5,000 claimer in Houston, but maybe we can fit at the 20,000 level up here. They learned that they didn't fit, but she also had trouble with a little bump at the start, and this is a speed horse. So now they're dropping her in for a $10,000 tag. They're trying to find where she fits on this circuit. And so I think that this horse is, especially at 17-1, absolutely worth a play as they attempt to figure out where she fits. So that was kind of my top pick as far as value. And then Kate's Princess is a horse who is usually super consistent, but kind of lost all chance last time at the break. So willing to give her another chance. And then the horse who beat Kate's Princess last time, Lady Cop, was the other horse I was interested in here. Although I feel like she does need to kind of do a little bit of improvement in this second start off of the layoff. But those were the 3 I looked at. And obviously the 1 also makes sense, just being beaten half a length by Lady Cop in that last race. And all 3 of those, Kate's Princess, Lady Cop, and Liking It Twisted, as well as the 2 and the 9, are all coming out of that same race that Russian Pearl came out of in the first race on the day.
Very good. Yeah, this was the race with the disqualification, actually. So it was Lady Cop, I think, ran second and then was DQ'd and put 10th. Yeah. That's why Lady Cop is currently the favorite right now. With that said, I mean, Lady Cop was 20-1 morning line, and last time, and now you're not going to get anything like that price at all. So,
right.
I mean, I can't at that price. I really can't. I mean, I thought Kate's Princess had a legit excuse last time.
Absolutely.
And I mean, if I bet the horse last time, I was like, oh, I'm done right at the break. So I got to go back with the 4 again. I really thought that, that you got to get a second time. Nothing was wrong with the horse after that bad start. So right back the following week. And so I was kind of just zeroing in on the 4. I didn't really look at too many contenders here. I thought I looked at the 1 a little bit. I thought could show some good speed. Had a good second on May 20th at 9-2, so could actually move forward from that. But more of an underneath play for me. So I was actually kind of all on the 4 with like the 8 and the 1 underneath. No real big strong opinion, but I do have I guess the 4 on top. And 4 looks excellent on the screen.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And if you look back last year, that second race off of the layoff, she moved up on buyers by 8 points and won by 4 1/4 lengths. So second off the layoff was always going to be her best race, probably. The one question here, though, is the pace. But before I go off on that tangent, who do you like, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, by the way, that the 1, I mean, doesn't it seem like every year last year, what was it, Sven Ballroop and Marvin Buffalo were winning like every last race like possible? Like last year, Marvin Buffalo was winning like every last race.
Yeah, he
so
was.
Obviously, he must have a big chance in here. Obviously, I did like the race that the 8 ran last time. It was a winning move. I liked it coming off the layoff. Mike and Knight solid off the second time off. So I think this horse will definitely be live. The favorites in the last race have been doing terrible this meet so far. Like in the last race, for some reason, the favorites have not been getting out of the gate at all. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but Badgie's riding really well right now, so he can hopefully get him out. My long shot was the 6th. I've got all night. Jamie Hartman and Shady Jr. If you look at this horse, last time he was placed 6th through disqualification. He had inside speed. He was totally bothered on the he bothered a rival, and like that was the race where just everybody was bumping everybody, you know. But you look at the horse when he last year, his first race and maiden special, he won by 7 lengths. So if this horse could ever get out of the gate correctly without bumping anybody, I think this horse is actually live for a price at 11-1. So I was 8-6-1.
Cool.
And Tim, I don't know if your camera, you've got it working yet or not, but
yeah, is it not working?
He's got a little max headroom. You got a little max headroom going on right now.
Yeah, it's doing some strange things.
That's why I was removing you. Yeah, I don't know. I think
it's
just
scary.
maybe the Kentucky Wi-Fi or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one note I did also have about Lady Cop and taking her at a short price is that I think that this horse might be better going longer.
Yeah.
Last year, her best races were going at least 6 up to 7.5. And this is only a 5.5 furlong race. So I'm wondering if this is really more of a prep for moving forward for her. And if she isn't necessarily keyed up to run her best race here. Sure. And the other question, which Dan brought up here, is I think there's a ton of speed in this race.
There's a ton of speed, yeah.
And it makes me wonder if the 3 might be a horse to consider as a horse who doesn't seem to really want to be on the front, because I see the 1 probably wants to be up front ideally.
Right.
The 4 has speed, the 6 has speed, the 7 has speed. The 8 got the lead last time out. So that's all your main contenders wanting to be out front. So some more than others. But it could set up for a horse like the 3, who is coming first time this year off the layoff, and trainers over 7 with this layoff, but the pace could set up.
Yeah,
Tim,
right.
I think we've got you.
All right. Am I better now? Am I still max head?
We're all good now.
All right. So Jessica alluded to this a little bit earlier when she talked about Kate's Princess last time out going second off a layoff. Am I doing it again?
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean, we can hear you perfect. It's just, it looks like you're in the Matrix or something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, so second off a layoff. But here's the thing. Kate's Princess, from her very first start, or from basically has been 4 for 4 second off a layoff.
Yeah.
4 for 4. So This is second off a layoff on time number 5, and I am going Kate's Princess for the win. I like the 4 on top a lot. And before my camera starts going crazy again, I'm just going to say underneath that, I'm 8-1.
4-8-1.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Makes
All right,
sense.
good. That was actually my exact plays right there. Perfect.
Yeah, I think the 4 is absolutely the horse to beat in here. I picked the 7 on top just kind of as value and kind of the new shooter.
Yep. Yep.
But the 4 is absolutely the horse to beat to me. I think 3-1 is totally fair.
Yeah. Yeah, and the 3 Dixie Mo is it's actually the only horse in the field. Oh no, Miss Bikini is. I think this horse is in the race. Yeah, these are the only 2 horses that are actually coming back from off of the long break. So
Nice.
it's always interesting to see how these horses run the first time off of the long layoff. A lot of them are stabled right there in Manitoba, so it's always interesting. We've actually seen, from what I've seen the last year or two. I don't know about you, Sean and Jessica, but I've seen a lot of winners win I guess right off the bench first time. I mean, I know a lot of these horses are actually, off of the bench for the first time, but some of them are shipping in from other places. But seen a lot of horses actually win, like for even being off 6-8 months. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't perform very well first off last year.
Yeah.
But which is why I didn't have her originally. But the more I look at the race, the more I just wonder if the pace just absolutely sets up for her. If maybe Antonio Whitehall can get his 2nd and 3rd wins of the meet tonight.
Yeah.
With her. I think she's definitely a horse that we should use underneath the 3.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wow, this one's really getting bet now.
Yeah, the horse makes sense.
Yeah,
look at that second off the layoff
race
last July.
Kathy used the 9, 22-1. Good luck, Kathy.
Yeah, good luck.
You never know in this group. It's a reload animal. Yeah, and this horse was absolutely steadied early and was wide, but came for 5th. If the 9 gets a great trip, Kathy, you could be in for a real good hit in the finale.
Another one here who can come with a run, which is like we said, could be key in here. So what are we betting?
Oh yeah, we got to get a bet. Yeah.
Is it my race?
Yeah. It's your race, Tim.
I thought it is. All right, so we're sitting okay as far as the bankroll goes. So we're gonna try to hit something here, and basically we're going a little bit different than anything else we've done for the entire rest of the night. We are going to do a $2 trifecta key box, and we're keying the 4. We're keying Kate's Princess, and we're gonna key the 4 with the Sean. What was the other horse you liked?
6.
Other than 4 and 8?
6.
6. That's what I thought. Okay, that's what I put down. Okay, so I am keying the 4 with the 1, 6, and 8. That's a $36 wager. A trifecta key box, 4 with 1, 6, 8.
Love it.
All right, cool. Very good.
Very good. Yep.
It's funny. I actually have, I don't know about you guys, but I have like digital stable with the horses, and the 6 is actually in my stable. So, I mean, I guess I like something maybe last year so to add this horse. So very interesting. Yeah, and getting bet too a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, it might have just been off that debut.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's why he won by 7 lengths. I mean. And he ran into that was the race where every horse is running into everybody. So I don't think you really can,
And I think that horse that the field that she beat in that debut was decent. I feel like Double Barrel Delight has come back and won some races.
Yes. Yep.
For sure. Yeah, it says opened up early, increased margin, drew out. All right.
Yeah.
That's a debut.
Tim, in Opera's asking, isn't that a $72 wager?
No, not for 2. You're key in the 4. Okay, you're not boxing 4 horses. You're keying the 4.
There you go.
Yep.
A $2 trifecta key, 4 with the 168.
Dan is alive to the 138 to finish the pick 5. Wow, good luck, Dan.
Oh, okay. Good luck. Wow.
Great, yeah.
That's a $36 wager. And I've actually keyed it in myself and played it. So it's 4 with 168 for 36, $2.
Yep.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're moving right along. Yeah. They actually, I think, sped up the post time a little bit because they realized they were behind schedule.
They heard that I needed to get to bed.
They did.
Exactly.
Jessica moves the needle at Assiniboia, my friend.
You know,
they know.
but
They said, "Oh, Jessica Tugwell has a plane to catch in the morning."
Yep.
Wow.
That's the thing about
important.
Assiniboia. I mean, these Monday night lights and all Assiniboia cards is that 11:30 you can count on it. About 11:30 before you're getting done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now for them, it's only 10:30.
Yeah, I mean that's technically true for me too, but that's still like an hour and a half past my bedtime, and I need to be up at 4 a.m.
And I know, Jessica, you drive a lot of places, so flying, that's good. Wow.
Yeah, it's because I'm going with my fiance, so it makes sense for us to fly because he's willing to rent a car and I am not willing to spend that money. So
where you headed to, Jess?
We're going to Maryland. We're gonna visit my family and look at some wedding venues.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
Oh, very cool.
That'll be really fun. And I managed to play around an old local band is having a reunion show on Saturday evening.
Nice.
So
that's gonna be a great weekend.
This is a great reason to go ahead and do that. I'll probably be watching the Belmont card from my phone on as whatever we're doing. Either that, or depending if we don't have anything else going on, I'll get to watch it with my dad. So either way,
there you go.
It'll be a good weekend.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Much needed refresher.
Watch on Thursday for a possible surprise appearance from Belmont Toga.
Oh, okay. All right.
Someone might pop in and say hello.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Live on site.
Live on site.
I got to get my Saratoga plans together.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking the same. Yeah.
It'll be around the time that Little Bluebird does their event, and date has been planned, and I don't remember what it is.
4-Star Dave again, you think? Or
probably. I think that's where
that was fun weekend.
We'll be hanging out.
Yeah. Jessica was part of Endlessly's good luck team. She was at that bench when we
were all at that picnic table.
Yep. He's going back to the turf, so look out, folks.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He actually ran a very good derby, by the way. He ran a very good derby. Endlessly did.
What, he finished like 12th or something? Yeah.
But he picked off some horses there at the end.
Good.
Yeah, he didn't embarrass himself.
No.
Hey, real quick as they start to load, one thing we haven't talked about all night. What did everyone think about the Epsom Betfred Derby?
I did not watch it.
I thought Voyage ran a huge race and the City of Troy was unable to catch him at the line. Even though he didn't have a jockey, he still got a better buyer than City of
Troy. So there you go. I mean, your Epsom Derby, who a lot of people think is the best race. So Justify, baby, winner of the Epsom Derby.
Yep. I thought Voyage ran a better race, though.
And yes, it's Darby, whatever, Dennis.
This is America.
Dennis can't pronounce words in English, and he's going to correct me.
That's hilarious.
And just waiting on
all right, here we go. Let's see if Lady Cop can get revenge, but I don't have her on top.
They're all set. They're at the post.
And they're off.
Let's go with this 4 to key the 4. Yep.
And they're off.
Ooh,
four jumps.
Oh, 4 jumps.
Just absolutely through.
They're out. Look at the
no way.
Got issues, man. Wow.
Yeah, that was.
Here we go. Now she's rushing up. 7-1 too. What happened? Better's new.
I've got all night. Settled back.
Rushing into the pack.
That was crazy.
Liking it twisted in 4th.
That was like a
look at this horse though.
That's Miss Bikini.
Yeah, but she's gonna be out of gas.
Yeah, by the time they get to the line,
and Kate's Princess.
He's already running out of
23
gas.
and 1
I put some show money on
Am I
the
seven
six.
gonna wire this field at 25 to 1?
Has that advantage.
Oh my
Maybe.
gosh.
Opening up as they hit the lane by now 3. Lady Cop in an all-out drive. Like
Look at
All my
this.
money.
Eating up ground and on the
I hope you bet
25
it.
to 1.
Oh,
I didn't have any money left.
16
Ah.
to go, but this is
you think the
Absolutely
six is gonna get third? Wow.
It's gonna be 7, 8,
Keith's gonna
6.
win by 5. Lady
No.
Cop in second.
So they found her
Dixie Belle in
level.
Third. Very close. for
25 to
fourth and
1.
fifth.
I
Wow.
can't believe I
Between
26
cannot
to 1.
believe she went off at that price.
and Loda
I thought
Brown.
10 to 1 was
25
a
to
great
1.
price. Corner.
Unbelievable.
25 to 1, ridiculous.
One like even money shot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Casino
I didn't think she was
Queen.
gonna win like that, but she was my top pick because
Great call though. Great call still.
yeah, and it's the finding the level. They don't know where the horse fits yet. She had an excuse last time, and they're dropping. And my big concern was just that she wasn't going to get an easy enough lead.
Yeah.
Wow, geared down at the end too.
Yeah,
25 to 1 was the last time you saw that.
Right.
Did the six
So
get
all of a
third?
sudden,
Maybe?
this track became
I think
speed
so.
favoring.
I think it was 7, 8, 6.
Yeah, I put show bet $10 on the 6 late.
All right.
All right, cool. Got a couple of bets here.
See what that comes back so
I've
that I
got
can
all
kick
night,
myself
yeah.
for not just throwing money on having money to go. Did Dennis?
Wow,
hit the
this horse
tag?
wants to go around again.
Oh, that was the.
7, 8, 3.
Oh, that was the 3.
Oh, damn.
That we talked
Oh,
about. The horse who was going to be coming late.
Oh, so close.
That was such a
Oh.
hittable try.
Lady
This
Cup,
year's
yeah.
opposed to number 7 Casino Queen as your race winner.
Wow. That
Yeah, we
try's gonna
talked
pay
about all those
huge
horses.
and made so
Third
much
to
sense.
Number 3 Dixie Mo, a photograph.
It's that kind of
Involved.
race. I
Now,
mean,
crossing
Tib,
Kate's
you actually
Princess
had the
would be
right
good.
idea to do a try
Yeah,
key box.
and
Yeah.
Dan H had the 3 and the 8. Oh,
5 furlongs, 58 and 3. Time for the 5.5 furlongs.
That actually,
One of
wait,
Two.
I wish I was closer in Stable Duel
Oh,
because that's the kind of performance that'll give you a lot of points in Stable Duel.
oh yeah, yeah.
oh,
But I also
for
had
sure.
Kate's Princess.
Oh,
I had Kate's Princess and the 7. So I don't think that's going to but there's no negative points now. But
I
I'm
don't know
just
what
way
happened
too
with
far
Kate's
behind.
Princess.
24% had the
Results of
7.
the photo show number
24%?
one, liking it twisted.
Well,
Finished in
Wow.
25th.
it's not going to
Number
help me
6
that much
like
then.
all
Good
day.
Lord.
Now in
I
the
was
winner's enclosure, the unofficial
nowhere
winner
near
here in
being able to
race
win
7.
anyway.
I'm surprised there's not an inquiry. Not that anything should be changed, but at least to look at the start, what
To
the
look
hell
at-
happened with
If,
it.
did they hold her
Right,
head
and-
or something
Yeah.
even?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. That's
Because
why.
that's
I would
what
love
it
to
looked
see
like.
that.
That's what it looked like.
Trained by Jerry Gorno.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to hold off a second and look at the
by Ronald Alley. Time for
Oh,
the
I got
5.5
fifth on that
because-
horse. Wow.
105 and 2. Congratulations.
'Cause that
goes out
was
to trainer Jerry
very
Gorno,
dramatic.
who scores the
And you know
double.
what was really odd is the
Also to
fours
jockey Ronald
odds went
Alley,
really up.
who
I think
scores
like
the
really
double.
high
Yeah.
actually at
Did
the
they
end. So
know?
that was
Ended up going
Did
strange.
they know? No,
And
no.
two
Right.
winners,
Really
She ended up
strange.
7 to 1.
Ronald Alley.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time to head up to the clubhouse.
Oh, all right.
Oh, it's cocktail hour now.
Yeah. Crazy hour. Yeah.
All right. So
Right.
with that loss, we finished the bankroll at the night after betting 7 races and hitting a few. We still finished with $76.95.
Not
So
bad at all. Yep.
on the night,
All night long. Yeah.
on the night, we played the entire
Yeah.
night and only lost $23.05. So not
Yeah.
horrible.
And
We'll
thank
take
you to everybody, 369 strong.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you all
Amazing.
for
Joining,
coming and
joining
hanging
us
out.
tonight.
Very
the first
enjoyable night.
Rodney, great job, bud.
Yeah. Great
Well
show.
done.
Very cool,
Well
Rodney.
done. Yep. So
All right.
excellent day.
And thank all of you for helping out. And
Yes. And
coming
kudos to
A lot of
Jessica.
fun.
Flight
Thank you,
tomorrow
Jessica.
stayed right to the end.
great.
Enjoy your trip. And
Signing off
everything.
with
That'll
a
be lot of
winner.
fun.
Oh,
I'll
thank
take
you.
it.
Yeah.
And,
And
for
I will-
everyone else, enjoy the spa in the Belmont this weekend. Keith, are you
Thank
going as
you.
well?
Nah, I'm not going to be going, but I am going to be making it up to over the summer to Saratoga. I don't know the exact weekend, but actually, I was talking to Colin, so we were thinking about maybe with the, just maybe like maybe first week in August or something like that. So thinking about timing it perfectly.
About the time that I would be up
the
there.
Whitney,
sure.
maybe.
Let me know, Keith, because I'm trying to go this summer as well, and I want to try to go.
Yes, I think you were the Whitney last week.
Yeah, thinking about Whitney. Yeah,
Yep, it was Whitney.
Yeah, I want to go when people are going, so that'd be awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a great night and good luck this weekend.
Thanks for